You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonade, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench bomb creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Funny Podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits Podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, Reverend from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse Podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit. But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
And I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
Well, man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because, you know.
This ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter tonight, LeBron James and whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. We got a full house for you today. Excited to have our surprise guest today will be Mr. Harrison Graham from Chicago Bears Now on Chat Sports. He's going to come on here. He's going to talk some Bears with us. Actually, the guy has 50,000 followers. 50,000 followers, subscribers, I should say. Anyway, he has 50,000 of those guys. And, you know, I listen to him a lot of times, you know, where I want some in-depth Bears info. So can't wait to talk to that guy today. We also going to talk about our boy Akeem Hicks. signed with Tom Brady and them over there in Tampa Bay, being reunited with Tom Brady. 1 year, $10 million deal, which is way more than I thought he would get. We'll see how that works out for him. And he has some interesting things to say about the Bears, too. Also, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday, with the Bears that sort of messed them up for today where they couldn't have practice. But without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this bad boy out. We started late as it is. So I'm going to bring in the Dream Team. First off, I'm going to bring in my man that knows all the stats from the 80s and the 90s. We call him the Stat Man, my man JB.
But that's okay.
Foulmouth, what's going on?
What's going on, man? I see you playing the old school jams back there.
You know, I had to slow it down to all but a crawl again.
Yeah, that ain't from the 80s or 90s, player.
Oh, my brother. It's that good old music.
Yeah, how you feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. You know, it's a Tuesday, last full Tuesday of the school year. So, you know, we made it. We made it.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm so excited. Man, I'm excited when I'm not watching the Clubhouse. You know, of course, man, I get down with Bears now, man. I watch Bears all the time.
Yeah.
Love it, whether it's, 17-minute, hour, whatever he got going on. I always make sure I try to tune in as much as possible. Love that guy's insight. So I'm excited to talk to Bears about with him.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Well, let's bring in the other Dream Team member. The guy now, I used to be the rookie of the team. No longer the rookie now. We got the rookie of the year, Mr. Frank the Tank.
What's up, everyone? Wait. Come on, stupid phone.
You ain't playing it?
It's going to come eventually.
VIP.
Yeah.
I wish I could have
Vanilla Ice.
That one.
How you feeling, Frank?
Good. How about you guys, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. Weather's turning. Hopefully.
Yeah, no. A crappy day today, though, man. Like, damn.
Yeah, it was like 62 or something. Like, what is this?
I know. And it's June.
Hey, I actually like the late 60s, those 60 type weathers, and where you're not sweating like crazy. And
give me some sunshine, though. Not
yes, I agree. This type weather with a little bit of sun might be a little bit of a better story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I follow up on what JB said, man. I always listen to this guy's podcast as well, man. Yeah, it's a fun one, and he's a real energetic type guy, a really loud type guy. So I think he would fit in with us as well, man, because we sure don't shut the hell up. And I mean, the one key thing with that too is I can listen to his podcast at my work. I can't listen to this one at work. I could hear his at work. So he's usually the podcast I listen to at work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When we bring him on, I'm gonna tell him that, there's no censor on here, so he can go ahead and let loose if he wants to, because we have no censor. I know on his show, he got to be careful about what he says when he comes on here. Not
Speaking
so
of that,
much.
You missed our live one. We literally had a censor jar.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I did miss it.
We filled that jar, man.
Yeah, it has to be like $100 bucks. Literally, like $100.
That jar was filled. You would have been broke if you would have showed up.
It would have been free beers and food all on me. Yeah. But without further ado, let's bring on our I wouldn't say our new, but our celebrity guest speaker, Mr. Harrison Graham of the Chicago Bears Now.
How we doing, fellas?
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Hey, I only have one complaint so far. You didn't say Vanilla Ice for your boy here? I mean, come on. When I come back, we better get some Ice Baby up in here.
This is good, yeah, right?
Just let it play a little longer, Frank. We're well under the minute restriction, so
just run it back.
Exactly.
Run it back.
I mean, or we could have rocked out. The next best song he had was the Ninja Turtles, "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go." That was probably
no one cares about that.
That was a good song though, because it was in a good place in that movie. But other than
what about Cruising in my 5.0?
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Made me want to get a 5.0.
Hey,
couldn't get no 5.0.
Hey, here, so we're gonna tell you right now. Hey, if you want to let loose, let loose. I know how you do on your show. It's a little censored or whatnot, but here you can go ahead and let loose.
I wouldn't say censor. I slip in some F-bombs here and there. If you ever watch our watch parties on game days, definitely cut it loose a little bit. But yeah, that's good to know. And hey, let's be honest. Do any of us really know shit? I think the answer is no. So.
Yeah, that's probably why I can't listen to it at work, because our main slogan is a swear word.
Yeah,
exactly. Seriously, our motto is a swear word.
Whatever type of security we have on our network, I can't at work. Like, it won't even pull it up. It just says
nothing. Yeah,
and it gives an X.
it says reach out to your superior if you want to hear this show.
Just error.
Yeah.
Error.
User error.
Speaking of Vanilla Ice, quick trivia. What was his movie?
Oh, I have no idea, man.
Well,
I won't even waste time trying to figure that
Adam
out.
Sandler movie, honestly.
1991. It was a movie called Cool as Ice.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was on a motorcycle saving the girl.
Oh, that's a good trivia question.
That is.
Oh yeah, you take me to trivia with you, Harrison. You'll probably win.
I don't know about that.
Showdown.
So anyway, Harrison. So tell us a little bit about your show. Go ahead and promote it.
Yeah, man. Bears Now, part of the Chat Sports Network on YouTube and a couple other digital platforms. We've got 25 channels, a bunch of NFL teams that we cover. Bears, our third biggest one, behind Cowboys Report and our Las Vegas Raiders channels. They're actually both over 100,000 subs. We're fourth biggest, I should say. We have a 49ers channel at almost 60,000, and then I'm just under 50K. You gave me a little too much credit there.
Hey man, we're gonna get you over 50K, man.
We round up here.
We're gonna be there.
Is that how we roll? We round up here.
Yeah, we round up over here.
48,000 and change. We launched January of 2020, so 2.5 years in, and it's been a blast, man. We publish daily videos. I actually do my live shows every Tuesday, so I had one 3:00 today. But it's a good time, man, and I think it's an exciting time to be a Bears fan right now, because I think there's obviously a lot of unknown, but I think there's at least reason for excitement. Whereas going into last year, I think we had to fabricate some excitement. Like there was the Justin Fields stuff, but there was still the hangover of, are Pace and Nagy really going to be back after this year? Probably not. So
they would have lost a huge fan base if those two clowns found up on their way back.
It's new pastures ahead, and hopefully it's a good era of Bears football.
Yeah, like do you say like it's more excitement ahead, or it's more the Bears shouldn't be disappointed moving forward right now? Because
maybe curiosity is the word.
Yeah,
like I think we're all just like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they haven't made a ton of big moves this offseason, but new coach, new regime. We keep hearing about this Shanahan-style system that's going to get plugged into place here, utilizing Justin Fields to his strengths and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, there's still question marks at receiver and the O-line, but I think there's at least reason. Like, we're going into week one like, hey, who knows what's going to happen? Last year, it's like, they're going to get blown out by the Rams in week one. But they're not, So I think it's at least cautious optimism about the future, even if the future is more about 2023 and beyond. But who knows? We saw Nagy come in here and win 12 games his first year. So I think anything's possible.
Had us all hyped. All hyped.
Yeah, he sure did.
That's a term we use around here, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that's a big
very, very often. But just going out of last year into what we saw, just glimpses of what Justin Fields could be, right? I'm just scared when you hear that Shanahan system. Some people think, oh, man, John Elway, Super Bowl. With Justin, I'm thinking RG3, and I don't want to think that way. What are your thoughts?
I think what's unique about the Shanahan style system outside of RG3, there's never really been a dynamic dual threat quarterback playing it. I mean, when you look at over the years, like I guess we're going to see it with Trey Lance too in San Francisco this year. See how that goes, but it's been a lot of drop back pocket quarterbacks, which I think Fields is talented enough to do some of that, but when you think of when RG3, what they were doing in Washington, they were doing a lot of read option. I don't really I don't anticipate that. Now they might sprinkle that in red zone type stuff, like 3 to 5 times a game. Might get some read option looks, but when I think of like his mobility usage, I think bootlegs, play actions, getting him on the move, allowing him when plays break down to make things happen, but. I mean, I go back and look at RG3's rookie year. I mean, he was running 15, 18 times a game sometimes. I don't think that's the game plan here at all. I think 7 to 10 runs a game, half of those designed maybe, the other half him just improvising. That's probably what I'm thinking there. And then more so, hey, get on the move, but then make plays with your arm on the edge. I mean, I that stat resurfaced the other day on Twitter. I'm sure you guys saw it. I think his QB rating on designed rollout 137 last year, and they only ran 19 of them the entire season,
the entire year. Yep,
it's ranked dead last in the NFL.
It's criminal play calling. So I think triple that number, quadruple that number. Let's say you run 100 bootlegs. That's only 5 a game, 6 a game. It's not that many. So I think do more of that. Get the run game going, and let's take some shots downfield because we know that's Field's strength right now as a passer too.
Yeah, and I think as you bring up RG3 too, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but RG3 wasn't a good pocket passer. Like, I mean, he wasn't.
Fields is more. It's not that he couldn't do it. RG3 Fields is more polished in that area, though, for sure. At this point,
better deep ball too. Like,
yeah.
I think people fail to realize too also that RG3 did win Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Now, he ended up getting hurt, which I think sort of derailed his career, and we didn't see the best we could have seen of RG3.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the man won Rookie of the Year. Actually, after that year, you would sit up there and think that he was going to be the better player. Not – who came out with him? Was it Andrew Luck?
Yeah,
Luck was not going to be the better player if you would have sit up there and listened to what most experts thought. They were all pulling for RG3. I mean, and then correct me if I'm wrong, did he not take that team to the playoffs that year?
Yeah, they won
the first round too, didn't they?
They were 10-6, and they went.
Yeah. So definitely, I'm excited. I'm excited because, like you all said, RG3, he was good that rookie year, but Justin Fields is the better pocket passer. I think Justin Fields is just as fast, stronger arm.
Stronger legs.
Yeah. So I'm actually excited. I'm optimistic about this season, and the reason why is because anything can be better than Matt Nagy calling them same tight ass curl routes.
Oh. Don't forget those 4th and 2
5-man protection.
Fourth and 2 delayed handoffs. Those were my favorite.
I'm telling you, it's like we as fans, we are fans. We watch the game. We should know what the hell they gonna run. Because if we know, I damn sure know that the other team knows what it is, what routes they're gonna run, what plays they're gonna call. So that is sad. So anything will be better than that. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a clip, I think yesterday, reemerge of Nagy running 4 verts inside the 5-yard line. In the
right.
Like, dude, you go back to last year. You kind of like you go back memory lane, and you're really like, this really was a circus. I mean, remember the report of he had lost so much confidence that he asked George McCaskey, who should have started at quarterback.
Right.
And I don't give a damn if they came out and said that was not true. Someone said it somewhere. That report doesn't just come out of thin air from Dan Wiederer or whoever the hell wrote that story. Right. I just he was so just lost from about midway through 2019. Really, since Mitch had that collarbone injury, he was just never the same as a play caller. I don't know what happened. It was like he was so terrified that, every time he had his quarterback move at all, he was going to get injured. And you just can't operate that way. You can't go full RG3 and, Lamar Jackson run it 25 times a game. But at the same time, he was a mess. And, this Getsy guy, he hasn't called plays in the NFL, so nothing's a guarantee. But we at least know, based on what we've heard, that they're designing the offense the right way. And that's a good first step, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think that's the most crucial step, because how dare you have this Ferrari and you drive him like a station wagon? Like, what are we really doing, with that? But you just gave a great segue, because we have a first-time head coach, because we have a first-time rookie play caller.
First time everything.
QB. So, like, all of this is kind of new, which gives Justin like his rookie year all over again, like a true rookie year for him, right? But one of the other things, Harrison, that I'm kind of like looking at is what my man Skylark99 just pointed out. We still seem to be defensive laden or back to running the ball heavy. Are we really going to get the best out of Justin? Maybe not year 2, but even with the year 3, like if they don't go out and grab a DK or somebody of that caliber to show that they're really pushing the narrative of offense, like, are we seeing the same old, let's keep them under 15 old Bears type of football, or are we going to get into out the Stone Age?
It's a good question. I think they're trying to balance. Okay, like you said, Fields basically didn't have a rookie year. I mean, let's be honest. They're hitting the reset button here. He had no first team. And that's another thing about the last regime. To draft him and give him no reps with the first team at all. I mean, 0 during any of the offseason stuff. That's a total joke too, but we'll move on from the last regime. You're hitting the reset button. The installation is happening right now where they're all learning the offense. I think what they don't want to do is, okay, we've got this Ferrari, like you just mentioned too, but he's still a young kid learning in the NFL. You don't want to just be like, hey, we're going to go air raid and throw it 50 times a game. Like, hey, that's not how the Bears are built with their current personnel, because this is a transition year with the roster. We know that. Almost $60 million in dead cap money. Shout out Ryan Pace.
Right, thank you.
But what are the strengths of this offense? The running back room.
Montgomery and Herbert, for sure.
The running back room. And while the O-line's got question marks, they're much better run blockers than pass blockers.
Much better.
Based on the guys that are here. Whitehair, better run blocker than pass blocker. Jenkins in college, mauled in the run game. Lucas Patrick, he's more of a mauler. Like these guys are better in the run game than the pass game. Now we'll see with this new system how it all comes together. But I think getting the run game going, and I don't want to use the cliche of establish the run, because that makes it sound like it's 1990s football. But I think if you can have a respectable run game, top 12, top 15 type of yards per carry run game, and at least not get into these 3rd and 8s time after time after time again. A play caller's dream is to get in 3rd and 4 shorter. Then the whole playbook's open. You do that, then you're in your sweet spot as a play caller. So I think this team wants to be balanced. And as Fields grows throughout this season, I think he'll get more on his plate. And then on into next year, then I think you'll really see, even more open up in terms of giving him even more keys to the offense. Like, hey, like, we're not necessarily this run-first balanced team. Like, yeah, we're going to run the football. That's what the system calls for. But, if we need to throw the ball 45 times a game, we'll trust you to do that. But I just don't think they want to put so much on his plate early on that it's just going to be a recipe for disaster. So I think that's the approach. I don't think this is ground and pound I formation. Let's run it 70 times a game and try to win every game 12-10. I don't think that's the approach. So obviously we'll see. We haven't seen him play a game yet, but that's kind of my take on it.
And follow up on Skylark's other statement right there. You said it in the beginning right there. They had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, at least regular season greatest quarterbacks of all time. And I do feel quarterbacks are always going to pick apart a defense. I mean, but at the same time, how Harrison was just bringing up with the run game, the best way to beat them is to keep them off the field.
Exactly.
Balance the game. Like, the crazy thing, take out Matt Nagy. I know I always want to put in dollar in the swear jar whenever I say Matt Nagy. You take out his 2018 season, his last 3 years as the Bears head coach, we had a 19 run game. It wasn't a 50-50 or even a 60-40 or something. He passed passing. He passed the or ran the ball 19% of the time. You can't do that with an offense that he has, with an offensive line that we had. And just to like piggyback on what you were saying with the offensive line, I don't even know if they were really that bad of pass blockers, because you had a lot of people coming out and saying it was like the offensive line didn't understand the offense.
Oh wow!
Like, you have one job, protect the people. But at the same time, you see offensive linemen going in motion. You see offensive linemen cutting and moving constantly all the time and getting false starts, tripping over their own players' feet. Like it was just an embarrassment.
Look, there might be something to that too. And, I keep getting asked, why won't they sign a right guard? Why won't they sign a right guard? Should they get another tackle? Well, maybe this regime has come in here and said, look, the personnel's not that bad. The scheme last year was just garbage. And, not just from a play calling, but from a offensive line schematical setup. I mean, I just refuse to believe that Cody Whitehair is as bad of a player as he was last year.
Yeah, I
I've
agree.
seen him be a good player. It just all fell apart last year. I don't know if that's a Juan Castillo problem, but that could be part of that weighs into it. Now, I'd feel better if they went out and signed a Quentin Spain to play right guard.
Come on, man. Speak on it.
At the same time, it's June still. I think they'll get through tomorrow's OTA, and I'm sure you guys will ask about the whole debacle today. But
oh man,
get through minicamp next week, and then I think they'll kind of take that 5 weeks before training camp, sit down, evaluate the roster. Do we need to add a guy here? Do we need another weapon here? Do we need to get a defensive tackle, which I still think is a spot they could upgrade at? I think that's the approach. Get in here, get through these OTAs, this minicamp, and then kind of reassess and go from there, because they got $22 million in cap space now. I mean, they can sign a couple of real contributors if they want to. So I think a move or two could still be coming down the road.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this actually. Let's talk about what happened yesterday, as far as, just in case no one knows, those out there listening, that the Chicago Bears actually, Mr. Matt Eberflus, their new head coach, actually had some live contact, which is not allowed. And I want to get you guys' take on it. We can start by JB. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I thought the name of this game was called football, not flag football. So I encourage some hitting, because as you see last year and the year before that, it looked like we didn't know how to hit.
Yeah.
We'd get hit in the mouth, and we
still don't know if we know how to hit.
So, I mean, but these rules, guys, come on. These rules were made by a bunch of people who thought the game was too violent. I mean, how can you lessen a car crash? Because every single time a lineman hits another lineman, that's a car crash. Like every single time. It's the part of the game. But when you don't start hitting until later on in the season, that's why I've noticed, and stats will show, that you've seen an increase in injuries, because they're not used to getting hit. And then I think that's a problem that, like, well, hell, if we can't hit during the regular season, can we hit during the off season? Can we at least hit during OTAs? It's like, when are we going to be allowed to practice playing football?
Yeah.
And for the Bears, that's what I'll give. I'll pump my brakes and I'll give Eberflus a little credit. Like, hey, I'm not mad at you having them boys hit.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frank.
All right. Just piggyback on what you just said, because I did look up the stat.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2008, injuries have increased 37%. That's insane. And it's like, it's like you said, this is not, I would go as far as, this is not badminton. Like, this is ridiculous. You can, especially in cold weather like Chicago, without getting those hits in. I know it's warm at first, but these injuries just constantly keep happening. And I would like to hear Eberflus's statement on this. What did he do? Like how you said, offensive linemen hitting each other, offensive linemen and defensive linemen hitting each other. Was that it? Like, I don't know if this is just, I don't want to get knocked on this, but is this the union of the players and everything not wanting to get people hurt so they get paid? Like,
No, that's what Diab said. He says it's a collective bargaining agreement that the rules were made by the players. So
read my mind, Diab. Read my mind right there, man. And
go ahead, Harrison.
It's just sad for sure. It's sad.
Well, what I want to know, and we should hear tomorrow because they have their last practice tomorrow, and Eberflus is going to have to address this. I mean, he may not fully say what happened, but what I want to know is what is the definition of live contact?
Yeah,
because for one, they're in helmets and T-shirts and shorts. So it's not like they threw on the pads when the media weren't looking and started, whacking each other. That didn't happen. So, maybe some helmets were colliding. Maybe some people were getting pushed to the ground. I don't really know like what constitutes as a violation in the CBA. I'm sure there's a definition out there somewhere, but it seems kind of loose. Like if a receiver goes over the middle and a linebacker pushes him to the ground, is that full contact? I guess. I don't know.
In touch football.
So look, I would argue that the trade-off is probably worth it. You got some contact from a first-year head coach trying to establish a culture of physicality. You lose one OTA practice. Hey, don't break the rules again. But I would say that you probably got your money's worth on that deal. So we'll see what they say tomorrow. I don't think this is a big deal. I will say that you don't want to be a repeat offender of any CBA violation because Adam Hogue pointed out today the Seahawks actually got stripped of a 5th-round pick in 2017 for being a repeat offender of this. That's what you don't want because we know that Ryan Poles is a heavy believer in the draft. So I'm sure the league, the PA, sent a detailed document to the Bears. Hey, this is what you did. You can't do this. First year coaching staff, I'm not that concerned about it. I'm sure, the rules will be followed moving forward, but kind of like what you guys said. I mean, it's a contact sport. I know the players agreed to it and everything, but I don't think if you're pushing around a little bit at OTAs, it's that big of a deal. So,
but see, I want to know, let me backtrack. We've spoken to quite a few former Bears players, right?
Uh-huh.
And they've always said how they valued contact during practice. So I kind of have a hard time believing that today's player is really just telling management and what so on and so forth that we don't want to hit. I have a hard time really, believing that. Now, we talking about 2 a days, 3 a days, I get it. But on a Wednesday, Thursday, if we go live for a couple of, what's really wrong with that? What are you complaining about? Because that first hit, God forbid you go across the middle and Von Miller or somebody lights you up, or you were running back and you run right into Aaron Donald, you're going to wish you had some preparation for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, based on this new regime, training camp, they're going to be hitting. This is not a regime that is going to be every other practice, T-shirt and shorts in training camp. Those pads are going to be on. I fully expect that. I think a lot of it is this advanced sports medicine and technology of hey man, you hit someone 10,000 times in a 5-month period. By December, these guys are cooked. I mean, I'm sure there's measurements that these sports science staffs that every team has, by the way, will point to evidence of that. But I'm also in the camp of, listen, man, you strap it up in this sport, you kind of know what you're getting into, right?
That's what I was going to say.
I don't know if you got to sign a waiver moving forward to play. I don't know what the answer is, but look, you got to be a little crazy to play this sport. That's
but Harrison, you just said it, because now which line are you really towing? Because the statistics, the same numbers that you're lauding about, are saying that injuries have gone up since you eliminated practice.
I think they're trying to balance the head injuries with overall injuries. I think there's you know what I'm saying? There's you can't hit high. So, now people are hitting at the knees and more torn ACLs are happening, right? So it's a tough balance, man. I'm glad I'm not in charge of it. I'll tell you that, because it's not an easy position to be in.
Listen, and I mean, it's funny that you said
contact sport.
Yeah, with all this balancing that you're talking about, what are we checking on here? 2030, we're going to be playing flag football in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they're tackling dummies you'll be playing against on defense. So if you're running, but then they'll complain.
You mean Eddie Jackson?
Oh God, there he is.
Oh,
there he is. You got that?
Hey,
There he
I
is.
like Eddie, man. I think he could bounce back this year. But man, don't
that every year though.
Don't have him play in the box. I'll tell you that.
Oh God, no, please.
That's why we have Jaquan Brisker.
Yes.
You're fine.
Tashawn
You're
Gibson,
fine.
decent player, but you asked two free safeties to play next to each other. It just bad move.
Doesn't work like
The
that.
thing about they have been doing that since what? Adrian Amos, right?
He's the last. Yeah, he's the last real box safety they've had.
And
Well,
when you're
let's
a
talk about that a little bit. Let's
when you're a marshmallow like Eddie Jackson, I mean, you need a bruiser tackler on the other side of you, or it's just not going to work out.
Let's talk about these rookies. What is your thought on these rookies that the Bears are going to pick up?
We'll just start there with Brisker. I mean, number one, I mean, we heard that report. I think it was last week because everybody freaked out when they went defense to start the draft. I get it. But, I mean, that little episode, whatever the Bears YouTube channel does, I forget what they call it, 1920, whatever the street name is, the whole thing. But they do these little episodes. And basically – Gordon and Brisker were the top two players on their board at 39, and they got them both. Like, they were the top two guys on their board that they put together. So, look, you want to be critical of them going defense, but also say you want to take best player available. Well, that's what they did, according to the board they built. So we can't really complain. Now, we'll get to Velus Jones in a second. I feel like they probably reached a little bit there, but you start with Brisker, and we kind of alluded to it there. If you're going to have Eddie Jackson on the team this year, and it's pretty clear you are, then you need somebody who can lay the wood, right? Who can get up there, stick his nose in some plays, try to create some turnovers. That's Brisker in a nutshell. You watch his tape at Penn State, he just finds the football, both in coverage and playing downhill. He lights people up. He tackles in space. Eddie Jackson does none of that, and they asked him to do that the last couple of years, and it just wasn't a strength of his. Get him back to playing center field and let Brisker be a guy that plays in the run, guards tight ends, lines up with some slots, and makes some plays. He's going to get beat some. He's a rookie, but I fully expect him to come in here and right away be a clear upgrade at that strong safety spot. I don't think that's asking a ton considering – I mean, real talk, the best safety opposite of Jackson last year when he played was DHC. That's a fact.
And you know what? That's when we talk about stats versus production. When Houston Carson was on the field, he did produce.
He did.
And look, I think he's got a chance to get some playing time. You get into those dime packages, I think he's going to play some. Like every time he's in there, he makes a play. Now, I don't think he should be a 60 snap a game guy, but 15 snaps, third and longs. I think he's got a spot there. So if you're upgraded at strong safety, which I think you are in Brisker, okay, check. That's better. Cornerback, Gordon. Bears did not have a CB2 last year. They cut Kyle Fuller, which, hey, probably was the right move. He stunk in Denver, real talk. But you did nothing to address it. You tried to sign the corpse of Desmond Trufant. That didn't work out.
He didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here.
Let's just put Kendall Vilder out here. He's a 5th-round pick out of Georgia Southern. Like, backup, sure. I think I would value him making this team this year as a backup just because he does have starting experience. That was not an answer, though. So that was a miss by Pace. Gordon, by default, if he's decent, is an upgrade at CB2. So
he's an upgrade when they picked him.
So wait. Did you forget about Thomas Graham?
I did not forget about Thomas Graham, but based on the report from last week, The Athletic, he's getting reps at nickel.
Yeah, I like him.
We said that's probably where he would be, but Thomas Graham in 2020 before COVID was
2019
top 5 cornerback in college football.
I like Thomas Graham. I think one of the biggest crimes, and there was a lot of them last year, was them not playing guys like Thomas Graham, Daz Newsome. I mean, the biggest joke, this is the last thing I'm going to say, I think, about the regime last year. The biggest joke from last season was Jermaine Ifedi's bullshit-ass fucking penalty, or like getting onto Tevin Jenkins for getting into that. Remember that whole debacle? Making him a bullshit captain the next week and taking Jenkins out of the lineup for him. It's like, dude, the season's over. Play the young guys, and you're going to make Fetty a captain? That was a joke, but that also applies to Thomas Graham. He comes in on the COVID week when everybody's out. Jackson, all these guys have COVID, plays great against Minnesota, and then we basically don't see him again. Like, that was ridiculous. So I think the question there is, I like Thomas Graham. I liked him at Oregon. I liked the snaps he got last year. The problem is, though, when he should have played the last month, they didn't do that. So we don't have a lot of film on him. I mean, we're really projecting, if we're being honest. And sure, that's true with Gordon, but that's a second-round pick versus sixth-round pick.
Well, one is going to start for sure, and if we get anything out of TG out the nickel, of which will probably be in nickel a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I think, why not? I mean, basically you got a first-round pick for a fifth in the fifth round. That's
but
like
you just signed somebody too now.
I think Tavon Young will be the week one starter at nickel, but they're gonna let Graham compete. It sounds. I do. Tavon Young last year was a damn good player. Now he's got a lot of injury problems. He's had a lot of injuries.
He's always hurt, and then when we got him,
he played all 17 last year for Baltimore. He played all 17. So if he's healthy, I think he's the guy at least week one. But look, let Graham compete. I think if anything else, what has this new regime told us? Competition's the name of the game. Like outside of Fields being told all offseason he's the guy, everyone else has to earn their keep. I mean, sure, there's exceptions. Montgomery's going to start it. Montgomery, Roquan, maybe a couple of – hell, Jalen Johnson's getting second-team reps.
Yeah.
They're sending him that message like, hey, you got to prove it to us.
He shook that up. I was not expecting that when I read that before, and I was like, wait.
I need a full explanation on that. I need to know what exactly
that went to Nagy made him soft.
I don't mind it, man. Fuck it, man. You got to prove it. Look, I'll panic when Kendall Vilder starts over Jalen Johnson. All right, like, that ain't gonna happen. But look, Eberflus and Allen Williams and these guys are saying, "Hey, I don't give a damn what you did the past 2 years. We didn't draft you.
There you go.
You got to earn. We just drafted Kyler Gordon, who they have no problem praising during OTA. So I think that's that subliminal messaging going on. Like, hey, like, you know, this guy we took, he's balling out. Jalen Johnson, he's a work in progress. He's more advanced than that. We know that. But I like it, man. You know, so to kind of circle back, the two rookie DBs, I think they're both going to start and be upgrades. And look, if that's the case and you get decent production out of Velus Jones as a rookie, it was a good draft. I mean, without having a first-round pick, you know, if one of the day 3 linemen pans out, seriously, if one of them hits, then you had a good draft. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So,
but don't you feel like you've seen Velus Jones? And I didn't call him Velvet, Frank.
You did twice last week, though. Velvet.
No, but don't you feel we've seen Velus Jones with Godwin and Daz before? Like, we've seen the 4-3 track runner.
Yeah, but we didn't have Matt. We had Matt Nagy as a coach.
But still, like, we've seen that guy. Like, I wasn't a huge Allen Robinson fan first and foremost, right? But at least you figured name-wise you had a number one, right?
Yeah.
At least name-wise. But with Velus Jones, like, nothing wowed me. And I'm not saying that a kid shouldn't get a chance. I'm not saying that, you know, you can't have a project that will reach above and beyond so-called scripted potential. But at that position, knowing that we needed to get somebody in here, I mean, I'm looking at like Darnell Mooney's going to need some help. A guy with straight line speed, we've seen them. And Chris, what you always say, we got the fastest group of wide receivers that never get open.
When you got Matt Nagy calling the fucking plays, they ain't going to never get open. Or 2 guys running curls.
And it's basically like what Harrison said earlier. This is a Shanahan-made offense that we're running here. This guy is prepped for a Shanahan-type offense. We all know who we're comparing him to.
No, Frank. Velus Jones is not he doesn't have the full complement of the route tree. He's a post corner fly guy.
He doesn't. Let me add this. Here's the thing. He's got track speed, but he's not built like a track athlete.
He's built like Debo.
Yeah, he's 210 pounds, and he's a lot shiftier than a Marquise Goodwin. Goodwin is just go. Like that run 10 deep throughout the game, and that's your role for the week. I mean, that was him. This guy, they're going to jet sweep action. He'll line up in the backfield. He'll play some slot, some outside. Yeah, he's not going to run these dynamic, 10 route tree. That's not what he's going to do. But really, Debo doesn't do that either. Like
that's what I was just going to say. I mean, Debo was not a good route runner either.
But at Debo's an anomaly. We not like you don't pick Debo and say I want that on my team.
If we're expecting Debo, that's pump the brakes.
We want more than Debo.
But if he can be a Debo style player, if he can be 70% of Debo,
wasn't that Cordero Patterson?
I mean, but Atlanta Patterson, sure, I'm down.
Patterson with speed.
Let's pump the brakes on Debo. Period. We all got to remember, Debo didn't turn into Debo until last year.
True.
Right, and that's what we're saying.
The other 2 years, Debo was just probably a physical wide receiver that was probably above average at best.
He was solid.
Here's what I'll say too: they clearly identified this kid. You hear what they say, because when they drafted Velus Jones in the 3rd round, I didn't even study this kid that much. He's a 6-year college player, but then you hear all this stuff. Ryan Poles and Justin Fields watch tape of a lot of guys together. This guy was a guy they identified, like, hey, we can do these things with him. So here's what I'll say. Without them playing a single snap, I don't think they drafted him and were like, oh, we'll just figure it out later. I think they saw him on tape and were like, we think we can use him like this. What does this look like? I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but where they followed their big board for the first 2 picks, they probably reached for this one. Let's be honest. They probably reached on their big board.
You got to say it's a new regime. You got to trust them until they fail you.
But if you saw the same tape, Harrison, you saw the same tape that some of us did. I don't have access to the all 22 like some people, but I watch a lot of video from a lot of different sources. When we looked at the tennis, first of all, Tennessee wasn't even on TV like that unless they were playing like Florida, Bam, of which they were getting ran out the building. So when Velus has like this 65-yard catch and now the score is 38-6, it's like, am I really looking at that guy like he's a threat? He's somebody that I have to watch? Or was this, like you said, was this the ultimate reach to be like, I'm the smartest guy in the room, a la Pace and Nagy, which I don't want to see, because you have loved the picks after the fact. Gordon, Brisker, I was high on Brisker. But I think there were still some marquee wide receivers that we could have got that would have been, implement, take some of the shine off of Mooney as far as he's going to get a lot of defenses schemed against him now. Give him some help, because we don't want to waste a developmental year with. I'm sorry, no offense, but the guy made the team. He's got a lot of athleticism. He's 25. Are we really trying to teach a 25-year-old how to be this dynamic wide receiver, or are we just looking at lightning in a bottle?
Look, it's a fair question. Like I said, I think they probably took a 4th-round guy in the 3rd round. But I think he's versatile. I think at worst, you got a really good return man, and at best, you got a guy that can line up in multiple positions on offense. We'll see. I would have taken Jalen Tolbert personally.
You like Tolbert. Okay.
He's more of a smooth, natural type of receiver, but he's probably less dynamic. He's certainly not as fast. This was one of those drafts where every big board looked super different, I think. Yeah. I really do think it was just one of these drafts. I mean, with the lack of quarterbacks and all that, I would have taken Tolbert. There was probably a couple other guys, but the more you hear about this kid, the more you kind of see the type of player he is. Sure, he's older, but I think there are some advantages to that. Less learning curve. He doesn't, he's not going to come in immature. He's 25. I mean, he came in there. He's like, dude, I've done my partying. I don't do any of that crap. I'm in the playbook.
And we love to hear that. I want production. That's it.
Hey, we're in the off season where it's all talk right now, right?
Does he even start? Right now, does he even, in your opinion, does he even start?
I think he's wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
I think Pringle than Bayless. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem that I have with it. You got another short ass receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bears are struggling with height. The tallest wide receiver they had last year was Allen Robinson.
What, he was 6'4", 6'5". So
he's 6'2".
6'3".
Yeah.
So I mean, right now you got St. Brown, who, you know, we all project or we all think that he set up there and he fell out of favor in Green Bay.
He's wide
because
receiver.
Aaron Rodgers didn't like him. So
He's
I
wide
mean,
receiver
what,
4.
six,
I mean,
nine,
Getsy brought him for a reason, so that
Right.
means something. Getsy brought him for a reason. We have to look at that.
Yeah.
Getsy likes him. Getsy likes
I mean, I hope I liked him coming out of Notre Dame. I hope that he turns into something very good for us, but I haven't heard too much buzz about him so far in these camps. Hell, I don't even know if he even been in these days.
I haven't heard his name.
I haven't either, actually. That's a good question.
You know who's getting lost in all this? And I think what we're really going to see a lot of this year,
Cole.
I think it's very possible at the end of the year, Cole Kmet is the clear second best weapon on offense behind Mooney.
I'm a Notre Dame guy. I love Cole Kmet. This is going to be a breakout year for him. This is going to be a breakout year for him because Matt Nagy's dumbass is not our coach.
Look at last year, right? The guy had 60 catches for over 600 yards in that garbage-ass offense.
Mm-hmm.
When they tried to just throw it up to Jimmy Graham in the red zone, that was a joke, keeping him around. If Kmet doesn't have to chip block as much this year, I think he could have 750 yards. And look, 0 touchdowns, unacceptable. I get all that. You got to get into the end zone. I think a lot of that was, like I said, trying to get Jimmy Graham red zone targets. But
he did have some drops too. And
he did. He dropped a couple touchdowns, and that drops have been an issue for him. You know, that's something he's got to improve on. But if we looked at last year, if you put 4 touchdowns on that exact same stat line,
that's a great
we'd be
season.
coming into this year and be like, dude, if he takes another step, he's a clear top 10 tight end in the league. I mean, not many tight ends give you 60 catches and 600 yards. Look it up. They're like
when you talk about the elite of the elite, I'm not putting him. We always do comparisons. He's not Kittle. He's not Kelsey. He's not Gates. I look at him as an old school throwback, like a Mark Bavaro type.
I think he can. I think his ceiling is like peak Kyle Rudolph, and that's pretty good.
Kyle Rudolph, that's not bad.
Kyle Rudolph is a damn good player.
If you get peak Kyle Rudolph, and I think he's a tick more athletic than Rudolph. I mean, Rudolph for probably 4 or 5 years was like, you know, top 10 tight end in the league. He's not Kelsey, Kittle, and those guys, but second round pick. I mean, you get Kyle Rudolph in the second round. That's a good draft pick. So
I think he's stiff.
And I mean, you said it yourself. 60 catches last year. Okay, 28 out of those 60 was in 2 games. They didn't throw him the ball enough consistently. Yeah. He on average was only 1.7 catches or 1.7 targets per game.
But
I'm not a fan. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of him. I actually I wanted the other Notre Dame guy, the guy that's over there in Pittsburgh.
Chase Claypool.
I wanted him. I didn't want. I saw your boy Frank. I saw him when he played against elite competition against teams like Georgia. I thought when he was in college, he struggled to get open. I thought he was a big physical presence, a guy that you can throw some jump balls to. But as far as his route running and his ability to separate, I didn't see it in college, especially against elite athletes like Georgia. And that's what you're going to go up against in the NFL. And as we've seen so far in his 2 years, he still struggles. I think he's stiff as hell. That's why I call him Big Stiffy. He just stiff. It's like no room to him. It's like everything is robotic and upright. That's why he gets.
Look at his stats.
He drops balls and he fumbles so damn much. It's like he's trying to be this big ass robot to like run through people, but you can't do that in the NFL, not through everybody.
But if you look at his stats coming out that last year of college, him and Randy Moss Jr. were what, and nobody was breaking down the house for Randy Moss Jr. Oh wait, Thaddeus Moss.
I was just like, Randy Moss Jr. was in that?
No,
Thaddeus Moss.
Randy Moss's son, Thaddeus Moss Jr. And I'm looking at Kmet right now, and if he's our number 2 weapon, I honestly feel we're in trouble.
Yeah, and look, I mean, ideally, he's like on a really good offense, he's like a third or fourth option, right? But look, I think we all think that the Bears are probably going to get another dog next year on the outside based on the moves they've made this year. We'll have to wait.
Free agency, but tell me why in the hell do you cut Jesper Horsted? Like, come on.
He failed. He failed the physical. That's why
they can fix that.
He never gave a reason why they did that, did they?
No, they said he said he failed the physical, but I mean, like, come on, this is not the first guy that failed the physical and still ended up.
Pretty sure 50% of the
Like, come on.
Look, the Horsted thing is, I get it. The preseason was great. He made the touchdown against the Raiders last year. He showed off some athleticism. What have we really seen though, right? Like, if he was so great, wouldn't he have played more for this team last year?
Not with Nagy, dumbass.
But this new staff comes in here and they're like, okay, he's just a guy.
But what you saw for sure in a small sample size was Justin had rapport with this guy. And he was able to get him the ball and felt comfortable, and he caught the ball.
He had rapport with Jesse James too. He wasn't playing last year.
Well, I mean,
he had good things with Bird too, like early on in like the preseason and everything.
But you
like
also got to realize who we talking about. Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy is a fucking idiot. He doesn't know how to. How many more times
are we gonna bring up his damn name?
Prime example: Cordell Patterson. He didn't
know the tip jar, Frank.
Even here. Yeah. He goes to fucking somewhere else and becomes a fucking Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
No, we had that same picture. He was a Pro Bowler too. His name was Jakeem Grant. He just did it on special teams as well.
Yeah.
You know, I will say, I kind of wish they would have brought Grant back.
I like Grant.
But he got a bag, dude, from Cleveland. Yeah. They gave him like $15 million.
I like him, to be honest with you. I like him in Miami. I'm like, this dude is like a football player. He's like 5'5".
I think 3 years and like 14 mil or something like that. I mean, he got a nice little deal, man.
That's a pretty solid deal.
Can we talk about the Akeem Hicks contract?
Yes.
Yes. Let's keep segueing because we're on the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about that and then go to linebackers because that's where I'm going to lose. I'm gonna lose it.
$10 million.
So let's talk about Akeem Hicks a little bit. Akeem Hicks had something interesting to say in his press conference.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. He's just
facts, man.
He's been spoiled by being with Drew Brees and Tom Brady, and he got to Chicago, and it was a total shit show.
Glennon
at quarterback.
And Andy Dalton.
Listen, man. It was clear late last year that Hicks had a falling out with the last regime. There was a report that he got in a fight with Chris Rumpf, the D-line coach. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Now, I did not hear that.
Adam Johns, the Athletic, had that.
I know Adam Johns. I know him.
That is public knowledge. He had that story. So that happened. So he was done with Chicago. Now, we kind of thought, okay, new regime, maybe he's still unsigned. But then we found out today too that there was no conversations between the Bears and Hicks.
And it was weird too because they want angry type players here. Akeem Hicks played angry.
33 and injuries. 33 and injuries, bro.
Yeah, I'm finna say.
That's what we said too, bro.
$10 million a year. I mean.
10 million, dude. I cannot believe he can make up to 10 million. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
He gets to chase the Super Bowl and get 10 million.
Yeah, I was surprised for sure.
He's not going to be stuck. He's not going to be stuck in that 3-4 taking on double teams all day either.
No,
he's not.
He's healthy, man. Him and Vita Vea.
That's going to be nasty.
Scary defense, man.
Now,
he's got nice weather to help his injuries too.
What I hope we don't do is get fidgety and go sign Ndamukong Suh for a little bit. It's nothing.
I wouldn't mind it, man.
I mean, we don't have nobody to play that damn position any damn way. Why?
I would take Suh. You'd rather play him or fucking Angelo Blackson?
No, I would have rather kept Hicks.
Yes, I am.
I
would take Suh.
Shit. I hope Obi can pass a physical. Let's make that happen again.
Well, whatever happened to the Bengals guy, man? Whatever.
Dude, I mean.
We're undersized at that position currently, but currently, remember, we're undersized at that position anyway, whereas we knew what we got out of Hicks. So if he gave us 1 year out of 17 games, if he played 12 for like 4 and some change, I would have been happy with that.
Yeah. Shit, he might only play 7, damn it.
With some incentives, I would have been happy with that. But like you said here, maybe even have a conversation with him. Look.
I'll be straight though. I wouldn't have given him the deal he got.
No.
I wouldn't have. That's why I said I would have gave him 4 and some change, and he would have had some incentives, some escalators.
Yeah,
but
I would have done like base of 4 up to 7, something like
yeah,
that.
I would have actually settled at 6. I would have tried to got him at like that 6 range.
Shit, man, he got 10. Like even if there were conversations, I don't think they would have gotten into the ballpark. I mean, based on what he got. So,
because think about it like this: he gets a full 10. Not only is he in Tampa Bay, but the division they play in is Carolina, right? Then they got New Orleans, which is a dome. Then they got Atlanta, which is another dome.
And all rebuilding style teams, too.
Yeah, he'll probably play 13, 14 games.
There you go. Because 8 of those games, for sure, he's in favorable conditions. For sure.
Now, what I really want to talk about, I want to get to, let's get into this schedule and the Bears' potential record.
You skipped the linebackers.
Well, okay, you want to talk about the linebackers?
I want to know what Harrison thinks about the lack of linebackers.
Well, I think you said it earlier. They're going to sit in nickel all day, I think.
All right. They got 2
Look, I'll say this. I like Nick Morrow if healthy. He's better than Ogletree.
Love him.
I was not an Ogletree fan.
He's better than Ogletree. Look, and Ogletree, considering what they asked him to do, did about as well as he could. I mean, the guy basically hadn't played in 2 years. Another classic case move. Let's have a guy who hasn't played in 2 years start for us.
And who knows? He could have been a lot better with Roquan being next to him. Probably helped him out.
Well, Morrow can run.
Yeah, he's a sideline to sideline.
He can cover. If he's healthy, I think the nickel base is actually in a pretty good spot with him and Roquan. The problem is, if either of those guys get hurt, I mean, it's thin pick.
We have no depth. That's what I was saying.
Go sign Hitchens, man. Eberflus knows him. Look, he's not what he was. He's a step slower, but as your third linebacker, that's a locker room guy, culture guy. I mean, Poles knows him from Kansas City. They valued him in Kansas City as a team captain.
He didn't play.
He did last year. They were playing him over Willie Gay. He wasn't as good.
He wasn't as good.
But I brought this up on draft day, though.
But if he's your third backer, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're going to see them in some traditional 4-3 instead of just the nickel cover 2. He's going to switch it up because he did it in Kansas. I mean, he did it in Indianapolis last year when I went back and saw some old footage. I think that's how Al-Qadim kind of got his legs wet because there was a lot of switching and morphing of that defense. But when I look at Morrow was coming off. I think he came off an ACL, didn't he?
Ankle, I think.
Ankle, okay. I know it was something. Yeah. So he's getting his legs back in. And I know he's a fast sideline-to-sideline guy. But what about when you need to get staunch in the run game? When you need that third thumper in to come in?
Yeah.
Like, we don't really have that guy.
Especially with no noses either. No big guys in the middle.
I think
he's a try-hard guy, but he's not a big guy.
Yeah. I wonder if Kyrus Tonga is going to play more this year.
Yeah,
I actually like
when he's on the other side.
Everybody keeps hitting him.
He can only, he's really only a rundown guy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hitchens could give you some of that. I wonder if a guy he's more of an outside off-ball backer, but Anthony Barr still hanging out there. I mean, I'm curious to see where he's signed.
From Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been hurt the last couple of years.
Isn't Ogletree not signed?
He's
but as a possible third or fourth linebacker, a depth type guy for cheap as hell, I
mean,
maybe.
They brought over Adams, but he's a special teams guy.
He is, and the guy that we drafted is a project.
Well, they got Sanborn, the UDFA out of Wisconsin. There's some buzz around him, but he's a UDFA. I think they got to go sign another linebacker. I don't know who it is.
Another linebacker or two.
Yeah.
That one guy on draft, the offensive line or the defensive end that we got, the speedster type guy, I think he'd make a good linebacker.
He could play some Sam.
He's not big enough to.
He might play some. Well, he's a converted receiver.
He's a converted receiver.
Yeah,
he's Leonard Floyd at best right now.
Exactly, but I think Leonard Floyd's doing pretty damn good right now.
I agree.
I mean, in the right system, yes, he's got Aaron Donald in the middle.
He might play. It's a good call you make, though. He might play some Sam for this team.
Yeah, I could see him playing that.
He's athletic.
He's about 240, right?
Enough where he could drop on some downs. Like
you
don't want him to do it.
He has had a lot of college, times where he has dropped back, and he's been a pretty solid coverage type guy.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. What do we get him up to? About 240? Can we get him up there?
I think he's about.
He is mid twos. I know that.
I can look and see what he was at the combine. I think he was like around 230 at the combine.
Okay, because Sam, you got to be able to shed blockers, put your foot in the ground. You got to be able to hit.
Yeah. Oh, he got up to 250 at the combine.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected.
Got a little muscle built on him, so that's good.
That might be one of those hidden gems.
Pounds. Yeah. So that's good. If he plays at 245, 250, he can play Sam or edge.
Yeah, and I mean, you put him on that edge, and he's going to be that type guy who'll be your thumper in the middle to help stop a run game. He's going to be better than what we have at linebacker right now as far as the run.
I agree, because I'm sorry, you're going to have somebody to back up Travis Gibson if he's our starting DN.
By the way, if we want to transition there, I'm pretty high on Gibson, man. Mm-hmm. One of my bold predictions, I think he has 10-plus sacks this year.
Really? Oh,
wow. Dude, he had 7 sacks last year, and he played about 40% of the snaps.
When you think about it, they are going to be double teaming Quinn.
Like I was telling people before, one thing about it is that he wasn't on the scouting report.
He
now
wasn't.
you're going to be on there.
That's
now
true.
People are going to be looking for you. So
I'll say this: I think a 4-3 suits him more. He's a go get the quarterback guy, right? Don't ask him to do all this other stuff. Get your hand in the dirt and go. I mean, the guy had 5 forced fumbles last year. he wrecked some games, man. He really did.
And all that was like in a 4-game span too, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, he took advantage of Khalil Mack's injury big time. Mm-hmm. Like that stunk at the time, and it hurt his trade value, sure. But a benefit of that was Gibson, because his rookie year, he was inactive almost every game. We were like, oh well, that pick flopped. And then last year he comes out and he has 7 sacks. So if he takes another step, he can give you 10 sacks. It's possible.
It's especially if they're going to be double teaming Quinn on that edge.
Now, what's going to hurt is if your defensive tackles are garbage.
True.
Then you can.
Right now they ain't looking too good.
Hey, you never know. You could find a gem, man.
Yeah. Well, before we go on to our next topic, let's hit a commercial.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Moore's Beer.
I need to crack open one of those.
Yeah, I never had a drink before a day in my life. So I had
drop your address. I'll send you a 4-pack. Harrison.
All right. Hey,
send me one for sure too, please.
I'll have it ready for you, Frank.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would have brought it to our get together so I could have one. Man,
I thought T was going to do it, but
that and the chicken.
That's for the next one.
All right, that's for the next.
You guys all in Chicago? Where you?
I'm in the burbs.
Yeah.
Because you're in Texas, right?
We're down here in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
awesome.
Sounds like a road trip when the Bears play the Cowboys.
My wife's a big Cowboys fan, so
yeah, I'm thinking about
going to that game.
Say what?
Are you going to the Bears Cowboys game?
Dude, we do. The problem is we do those live watch parties every Sunday, so I'd like to go. I'd like to go, man, but I want to get up to Soldier Field for a game at some point, especially if they're going to move, which they probably are. And
they are. It's a done deal.
And honestly, they'd be stupid not to, for being honest.
If you give us the game that you eyeballing and let us know early enough, we'll be able to meet you there and probably do some tailgating.
For sure. I'll see if it's in the cards. We'll see.
Yeah.
Tailgating has gotten pathetic now.
It's what is it? Is it the Jets or the Giants game? Which one is it, Chris?
What?
Because the game with Lovey is actually in Houston.
No, that's in Chicago.
It's in Chicago. Okay, so that's like week 3.
Yeah. By the way, you better win that. Like that's a must win.
I don't know, man. There's no such thing as a must-win here in Chicago right now.
Well, there's a couple games. You look at the schedule every year when the schedule comes out.
Yeah, Levy's a little pissed with us though. So.
Yeah, is he? I don't know. He's
a payback.
a guy too, man. Like
you got to win that game, man.
Can we win that game? Because remember, he's like a mirror image of what we're doing now too. He's got a young quarterback trying to find himself offensively, but his defense is looking stacked.
Yeah, they got Stingley and Petrie out of Baylor. That secondary is going to be nice.
Stingley and Jalen Petrie, two people that I know can definitely play ball. Jalen Petrie was on my Bears list for the safeties.
Yeah,
he was interested in trading for Eddie Jackson too. I would have offered maybe got a free sub sandwich for him or something.
No, but wasn't it like for like a pick and like Brandon Cooks or something?
He wanted something. Yeah.
But tell you the truth, with this schedule, I mean, I don't know what to expect. One thing that I am happy about is that the Bengals have given me hope.
Yeah.
The Bengals have given me true hope that you never know in the NFL. It's always a team that go from last to first in the NFL all the time.
I'm talking about the Bengals.
But with this schedule, I don't know. We don't really know exactly what the Bears get. I know our schedule is like one of the easiest schedules in the league.
I heard it was second worst, and Detroit was first worst.
Can we pull the graphic of the schedule up so we can see the games? If you're listening in the background, because I want to see, because I predicted I think 7 or 8 wins. I don't see them going 13-4 like some people.
Schedule's,
I actually said above 500 on mine.
Schedule's pretty manageable, man. Now, obviously, we don't know how good this team's going to be, but it sets up pretty nice. I mean, look, I don't think it's crazy to say that they have a decent chance of winning that first game. Like Trey Lance's first start, you're at home. You should go into that game with the attitude of we need to win this game.
So
I would rather play Shanahan in week 1 than week 7 or 8.
Absolutely, but like that's a pick'em game. Like that's nothing that I'm putting my hat on either way.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That's winnable game with a second-year quarterback who's never played, basically.
Right.
And in the second game, you got Green Bay. You're gonna be playing.
He took it down. Put it back up, T.
Leave it up.
That might be a loss.
So right now, I say the first 5 games I have them 1-4.
No.
Wow, 1-4.
Hell no.
4, huh?
Yes.
That's like an embarrassment.
I have 2 to 3 wins there.
I have them 3-2 starting.
Yeah, if they go 1-4 on that shit, then they gonna probably win about 3 to 4 games on a year.
Let me tell you why. That 49ers game, if that's a push, I can give you that. I'll give you 2 wins. I don't have any faith in that Giants or Vikings game. I don't.
Why?
I don't. Because for some reason, I have like Brian Dable as like that next guy because of what he's done. Him and Ken Dorsey, because I got to give Ken Dorsey credit.
You seen their quarterback, right?
What they did with Josh Allen, though. Josh Allen wasn't.
Josh Allen was the guy that if he would have came out the year before he came out, would have probably been the number 1 quarterback in the
That guy ain't fixing the Giants in 1 year.
Yeah.
They don't have us losing.
You talking about Daniel Jones, who a guy that they actually sit up there and everybody thought that they had reached for, that has shown us zero. He hasn't shown us shit.
Go look at Josh Allen's rookie year and then look at Daniel Jones.
Look at Josh.
I bet you do this.
Look what Josh Allen had. Josh Allen is a big physical, had a cannon for an arm, and he also was a very good quarterback when he was in college.
He had a very strong arm and was erratically inaccurate.
His last year, not the year before.
I said rookie.
It doesn't matter. You talking about Daniel Jones? He been in the fucking league, what, 3-4 years?
They're the same time. They've been in the league the same time.
Fucking ass.
but my point is, the way that Brian Dable cultivated and ran that offense with Josh Allen and made him so much better. I think he can do that with Daniel Jones.
How long did it take him?
So that game scares me.
How long did it take? It don't scare me.
Every game scares you. A game that the Bears should win, every single game scares you. Like, I actually do agree with you in one part. They are losing one of the games between the Giants and the Jets.
I don't think so. I think they win both.
They're losing one of those games because they're just not. They're not prep enough to beat New York twice. Is how I feel.
I think they can.
I have them losing one of those games, but I have them beating the Giants, and I actually have the Jets beating them.
But see, that's another one, right? Because the Jets have addressed damn near all their needs. And Mekhi Becton comes back. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Who's their coach? Who's the Jets
Let's see if Becton can get under 400 pounds.
Right, exactly.
He is one.
You talking about that big ass Willie Mammoth that they got back there?
Hey,
don't forget their third grade quarterback that they have right now, who looks like he just hit puberty. Like you really have no idea what he is gonna be. Because I actually picked Fields to be a better quarterback than him.
By the way, I make that Becton joke. If they want to trade him to the Bears, I'll take him.
Oh, hands down. Come on over on that case.
Good.
Come on.
That's
go play right guard.
Like you said, that is
he's about as big as a fucking bear anyway. Shit, it fit right in.
He is,
dude. When he's
Harrison, what is your prediction? Are you a 500 guy? Are you a 9-8 guy?
I did a way too early video. I was like at 8 or 9 wins, but
I think
that's an optimistic outlook. I will admit, but I will also say this: this team won 6 games last year with a garbage ass staff, a tough as hell schedule.
Yeah. 2 games they shouldn't have won for sure.
Yeah.
One of them being Cincinnati.
They flat out blew the Ravens game, and they got fucking cheated in the Pittsburgh game.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm not anti-ref guy. But dude, that Cassius Marsh shit was fucking bullshit.
It was.
Let's be honest.
That was like an embarrassment for the NFL.
They easily could have won those and probably should have won those. Real talk. The Niners game was there to win. That was very winnable. So I mean, you're a handful of plays away from being 8-9, 9-8 last year, and that team was garbage.
And I think what they had, like probably the second toughest schedule in the NFL.
Second toughest last year, second easiest on paper this year.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why
you gotta find a way
to 10 wins this year.
You gotta win the 50-50 games, man.
And please do not tell me about the fucking Commanders. Who's their quarterback?
They're at home.
Their quarterback is Matt Ryan, isn't he?
No,
Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
that's worse than
man.
Matt Ryan.
You gotta win.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's on the Colts. Matt Ryan's on the
Carson
Colts.
Glass.
Yeah,
that guy gets tackled once. He needs to get hit in training.
Carson, I throw the ball to your ass.
By the way, a big goal I think that Eberflus should instill in this team. What playoffs, whatever. We'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Split with the fucking Packers. Seriously.
I actually picked them splitting.
You have to start beating this team. Seriously. You need to start beating this team. Even if you're not going to win the division, which you're probably not. Let's be honest. Green Bay is going to win it again, barring something unforeseen. But there's that week 13 game after the Jets at home. I mean, you win that damn game. Seriously. Like, start beating this team because it's such a mental block with this franchise.
Absolutely.
And, polls, these quotes sound great. If we're going to take the North Gate, well, then fucking do it then. Like, it starts with
taking it this year.
It starts with beating the Packers.
I think now
that's what I wanted to hear, Harrison. Go ahead, get it out, man. Express it. Fucking beat them. That's what I
don't care if you win the division this year or not. That's not a realistic goal. If it happens, that's awesome. You probably have the coach of the year, okay? But beat the Packers at least once.
Especially now, since they have nothing other than Aaron Rodgers.
That should be goal number 1, honestly.
Yeah. That was Lovie Smith's goal number 1, wasn't it?
Hey, he fucking did it.
And he did it.
Yeah.
In my estimation, you got to catch them week 2 because they're going through some turmoil too up there.
Hey.
But it's still that guy, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Go let it rip in Lambeau. Let's go.
The only fucking problem the Bears ever have with him, like, let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers, he does beat us. But it's not like this motherfucker lights up the scoreboard against us. The real reason why he beats us is because our fucking offense doesn't do shit.
Right,
that's the reason why he beats us. Like, how many times have Aaron Rodgers scored 40-some damn points on the
Bears? Well, the second game last year, he dropped 45.
Right, I was gonna say, like, don't say that.
Our game was shit.
The first game last year, the Bears, that game was winnable.
It was very fucking winnable.
24-14 or something like that.
Yeah, it was very fucking winnable.
Talking about the Rams game.
This shit.
No, the Packers game.
The Packers
game against the Packers. Yeah, okay.
They were in that game.
Very winnable.
Well, they entered the fourth quarter with the chance to win that game.
I'm gonna tell you the game that screwed them up was when Sean decided to stop making Jalen Johnson follow Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
because he had him on lock, and Rodgers looked like, damn it, my favorite target's not open. I don't know what to do.
Man, I hope Rodgers just is
tears
lost.
an ACL.
No, I'm not that guy. I hope he looks lost as fuck without Adams, though.
I think
I really do.
For that.
One thing that we know about Aaron Rodgers, he's a fucking diva. And as quick as he got that little fucking smirk, he got that crybaby ass look too. Especially when shit ain't going his way. He wants to blame everybody but himself.
Big excuse guy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, he doesn't.
I don't trust him.
Unless I missed something in free agency, he hasn't picked up like one of those top tier wide receivers in free agency. Like he doesn't have that guy this year. Because remember, Montez Scantling went to the Chiefs.
He don't even have the second best guy.
Sammy Watkins.
Oh, you ready for this?
Harrison, we not checking for Sammy Watkins at all.
He ain't shit.
Aaron Rodgers has a 109.2 passer rating against the Bears in his career. He doesn't average a lot of yards, but he still averages 3 touchdowns a game against them.
I mean, real talk, Aaron Jones has killed the Bears.
And that's who did it, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
They've run the ball really well against
But look at that. Look at that right there. What you say? He averages 3 touchdowns a game against the Bears.
Yeah, but the Bears average 2 touchdowns a game versus every NFL football team.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not that he's just sitting up here killing it. It's just that our offense doesn't do enough.
When
he averages 3 touchdowns
has the ball in the fourth quarter, he destroys us.
He destroys us, true.
24/7.
But Aaron Jones or whoever else is the running back in those situations probably averages 2 touchdowns against.
I doubt it.
I didn't check Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I mean, outside of Aaron Jones, name another good fucking running back they had.
Yeah,
I
will truly say that they have
nice
failed Aaron Rodgers in a lot of things.
He was all right. I mean, we went back to Ahman Green.
Ahman Green, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go back to fucking Ahman Green.
No, who was the back in like the early 2010s that was kind of nice for them?
Wasn't that Ahman Green?
Was
that earlier than 2010?
This is gonna piss me off.
No, Ahman Green was like the tail end of Favre early.
Yeah, that was like mid 2000s. That was like early Aaron Rodgers was Ahman Green.
Yeah.
I'm about to name drop y'all. Give me a sec. It was
I know we better not lose to the fucking Lions this year.
But this is the thing. Like, I actually have us splitting versus the Packers. If we're going to get swept by any team in this division, it's going to be the Vikings because their running back, and as what we brought up on numerous times, he was controlled when we had Akeem Hicks. And Kirk Cousins is shit. I'm sorry. He barely breaks my top 15 quarterbacks. Like, I don't see anything positive about him. But Aaron Jones, or not Aaron Jones.
Money.
What is the Vikings running back's name? I have a brain fart now.
You talking about?
You're talking about?
No, he's talking about
running back.
It's Cook. Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Look, Cook is going to destroy our middle defensive line this year because Akeem Hicks controlled him and bullied him so much where he didn't accomplish anything.
Was it James Starks?
Ryan
Grant.
Was
a backup. I was going to say Ryan Grant or Eddie
Ryan
Lacy.
Grant was nice, dude. He was nice for a few years.
Cheeseburger Lacy, is that who you just brought up?
Eddie Lacy was in there too.
Eddie Lacy.
Cheeseburger Lacy. Y'all ever see his old tweets from college? There's some tweets from when he's in college of, man, I'm about to fuck up some Chinese food and stuff. One of the best ones ever was.
He had a lot of that cheese in Green Bay.
One of the best ones ever. I think it's from when he was in high school. He tweeted out, man, my teacher took up my Subway sandwich. Little does she know I got another one in my pocket.
Damn, that ass.
I could not believe when he came into that offseason looking that friggin' fat, man. It looked like he gained 30 pounds,
Alabama, right?
Yeah, he was first round pick, I think.
Yeah, dude, that was insane. I laughed.
He legit got to 300 pounds, I think, one year. he was huge, man.
Yeah, he was big as hell.
It's because it was the Packers. I had to laugh my ass off. Because he had one good year, didn't he? And then right after that one good year is when he gained like 30 pounds.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the league that long.
He wasn't. No, I mean, I think maybe 4 years. He had a good rookie year, I thought. He had a very good rookie
his
year.
First and second year. But then, because I want to say somebody gave him a second chance. Was it the Seahawks?
I thought it was the Raiders.
See, it was Seattle.
It was the Seahawks. That's what I thought. Yeah,
he played in 9 games in 2017. He averaged 2.6 yards per carry.
He fell down.
That's 2.3 yards more than I thought he would have.
His first 2 years, he actually had over 1,100 yards and 20 total touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh, his first 2 years.
His first 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just his rookie year because he was dominant, man.
Yeah, 2 good years. Yeah.
He was dominant and then just fell apart.
Yeah.
That's funny. Just because it was the Packers, it was funny.
Yeah. I mean, we should beat the Falcons. Falcons should be another team we should beat.
Who's their quarterback?
I think the Falcon, Mariota.
Marcus
Mariota.
Desmond Ritter.
Mitchell Trubisky can beat Marcus Mariota.
Right. Can we talk about the Atlanta Bears?
They all did.
The Bears that left and went to play for them.
Pace has signed all the old Bears rejects. Like
literally,
Tremaine
I think 11
and,
of them total Bears-type players are there right now.
But can you really count that as a guaranteed win? Like
Atlanta?
There is nothing.
Nothing's a guarantee, but that's a team you should. That's a team you should.
Man, you act like we the damn Dalton Bears or some shit. I mean, damn, like we not the worst team in the NFL. I don't give a fuck what PFF say and all the rest of them people sit up there.
Look at all the ex-Bears. Look at all the ex-Bears.
The fact that they got Jermaine Affetti, that just shows right there. That is going to be one soft-ass team right there. That's for sure. So, I agree, Foulmouth. It's a should win.
How's Dave Ragone still employed?
Should win.
Dave Ragone.
How is he still getting jobs, man?
Yeah. Nepotism, man, it's got to be who you know because some of them got oh my god. Anyway,
I didn't even realize this. Juan Castillo is a tight ends coach in Washington. Like, how? How does the worst O-line coach in the NFL get a tight ends job?
Right.
Hey, when you connect it,
it's a lot of ass kissing right there, baby.
He probably knows Ron Rivera. I mean, you make a call, hey Ron, I need a job. I got something for you. Come on down.
Hey, Matt Nagy got a job.
Well, he's Andy Reid's boy.
What you guys think about that Dolphins game?
He's not Andy Reid's boy.
I think the Dolphins are they're the biggest wild card team in the league, I think.
I think they're going to kill us too.
They're going to kill us.
If Tua is just okay, they're going to be pretty tough to beat. I mean, that defense is fucking loaded.
Their secondary is a problem.
Dude, that secondary, if there's a game this year where at the end of the game we're like, God, the Fields took a step back, it might be that Miami game.
Absolutely.
That's a game where if you get into trouble, you could throw 3 or 4 picks.
That Miami game, 70% of your game plan should be running the damn ball. Like Montgomery, the only way we're beating Miami is if Montgomery puts up 200 total yards.
That or Tua is terrible.
Yeah, Tua can be terrible.
Tua can be terrible.
He might be terrible.
Yeah,
and I don't know what's his name from the Chiefs is going to pan out with them because Tua does not have a strong deep ball. He has a weak arm. I don't know how that's going to.
I'll counter that with Jalen Waddle last year. They just dumped it to him in space, and he had a great year. Yeah, they're just going to. That's what they're going to do. Yeah. They're going to run.
Did you see the field? The field. What do they call it? The field. Whatever. Tua actually came on and was like, I'm sick of people saying I can't throw the ball. Did you see what just happened to Tyreek Hill? So he's kind of bulked up with his arm strength a little bit, and he's been throwing. But again, this is practice.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to run the ball a lot with McDaniel being there now. And then
Mike Gesicki is going to be the star. That's who I wanted anyway.
The Dolphins could come out and give us 3 total wins all year for all.
It's going to be play action heavy. Gesicki's going to get a lot of targets. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to be playmakers on the outside.
If I'm McDaniel, I'm telling Tua to get the ball out within 3 seconds every time he throws.
Yeah.
Tons of slants, tons of over routes.
They got the dudes to do it. They got two
They got the
sub-4-3
speedsters.
guys, a good tight end in Gesicki. They're good, man.
How many speed guys did we have in the Bears last year? And how
Yeah,
many
but
times
these
did
are
we
real
throw,
pl-
how
these
many
are real
times did we throw the
players.
ball out within 2 seconds?
Hey, Frank,
How many curls did they
these are
fucking
different
run?
guys.
Matt
These are different
Nagy.
guys.
Dollar
These are
in the
different
pocket.
guys.
Yeah, I know.
Is Demir
Man,
Bird on the
all that
Falcons
damn
too?
different.
He is.
Demir Bird? Is he on the
Did
Falcons?
Bird go to the
No, I think
didn't
he's
see him on that
another
list.
pace guy. I think
Where
he
did
brought him to
Bird go?
Atlanta.
Let's see where Bird
Damn,
went. I
I
don't
think
yeah,
he's
he
on
did.
I
I did
think
see
he's
him
on the
that
Atlanta
list.
Bears.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did see him on that list.
He's gonna ruin that franchise.
What's his name? His first name?
Demir Bird.
Demir Bird. Yeah,
Y'all
I
threw
think
that
he was on
graphic
that
up. I
list.
think he's on it. I think he's there.
Is he
No, he's on
there?
Arizona. No, he's
Yeah.
on Atlanta. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Fucking Demir Bird.
Good work, Pace.
All right.
How does
Bring in
that
all
guy get a job?
bring in all your failed experiments to go to Atlanta. Good job, buddy.
But how does he get a job? See what I'm saying? Like,
Because he doesn't have Matt Nagy anymore. They're giving him another shot. The Pace fans think Matt Nagy was the problem. The Matt Nagy fans think Pace was the problem. They're going to get another shot, and if they fail,
but no, but look at this. Ironically, two of the Bears' failed GMs are on that franchise. Phil Emery and Ryan Pace. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's insane.
And you talking about we ain't gonna fucking beat them?
Our luck.
We should beat them.
Our luck will lose to that. So they can be like, see, it wasn't us.
Yeah, see my ass.
Anybody can win, foul. I mean, the Sox are beating the Dodgers right now. Nobody expected that shit.
Hey.
That's baseball. 162 games.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
so
The Sox
Harrison,
suck.
before, because I don't want to, I'm not
Yeah,
saying you gotta
before we
go,
let
but
you go.
before we let you go. What did you think about that list that came out with the top 32 quarterbacks and where everybody was positioned? I saw Justin was at 21. Do you think that's adequate?
What list?
Chris Sims list.
Best quarterback.
I think it was 23 on Sims' list.
He was 20. Okay, because one of them I saw, hell, it's like 30 of them.
21 or 23. That's low mid 20s is probably fair. I mean,
You just don't know. I mean, you don't know. You can't judge him by what he did last year.
the advanced metrics will show that Fields did some good things last year. The raw stats will tell you that he was garbage. I don't think he was garbage. I think he was put in a terrible position with the lack of reps in the offseason and with the play calling. I mean, period. So
agreed.
I think if we look up at the end of this year and he was like the 18th best quarterback in the league, we should be thrilled.
Okay.
You know, like if he's top 20 this year,
I was actually saying top 15 possibly, even without the
I mean, that would be incredible.
Well, that would be incredible, right?
Like if
But
he's top 15, it's like, dude, you got the guy.
Because
then you go really invest around him next year.
And that's the thing. Like you need
over
to
100
show,
million in cap.
You need to
Hey, I'm
show
going
that
bold
he has the
prediction.
possibility. You need to show that he has the possibility of being the guy, so you can go out and get him the weapon that he needs.
Yeah, but you have to showcase that.
Agreed.
I'm gonna go for a bold prediction. He will be a top 15.
I actually think he will be a top 15 as well.
If he gives me 3,000 yards passing, about 600 rushing, 25 total touchdowns, I think it's a success.
If he does that, he's like, it's the best season in Bears history, basically, from a quarterback. Seriously.
Yeah, we're setting the bar high on that one. Right?
But,
You know what?
I mean, look, dude, if he doesn't throw for at least 3,000 yards, that means one or two things. One, things went really bad, or he got hurt. If you in a 17-game schedule, if you throw for 200 yards a game, you hit 3,400.
You hit 34. Thank you. I was just doing simple math.
He should throw for 35. He should throw for 3,500 if he's healthy, and run for 500.
And let me ask you this:
I don't think that's crazy to say.
And if you're talking about weapons next year, what would you do to get DK Metcalf here next year?
Let's
see.
see.
He wants to be here. He wants to be here. He wants to be here. He has said it literally.
But he also said he doesn't.
Would
like
I
cold
pay him
weather.
$30 million a year? You bet your ass. I
Well,
would.
it's a trade-off.
Bet your
It's
ass
a trade-off.
How?
The
You
money.
do realize that DK Metcalf has only got one 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, but he only had a healthy quarterback that 1 year.
He has 29. He has 29 touchdowns in 3 years.
Thank you.
I like the guy. I would take DK.
I'm not paying him no damn
he is a
30 million.
beast. He is a beast
25.
team player.
I'm
not saying the Bears will, but that's what he'll get. I bet.
Do you think that DK Metcalf is a top 10 receiver in the league?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Top 10 all-around wide receiver in the league, yes.
Let me ask you this. DK or Terry McLaurin?
Scary Terry's good. Scary Terry's good.
He might be available too.
That's a tough one.
If this year goes south,
but I think
the
the thing right there between those two is he loves Chicago.
But DK can't run all the damn route tree.
Just go run some go routes. Fields will find you.
That crazy, yeah, exactly. Like I mean, yeah, I would. But I mean, at the same time, if you're going to go pay him, say like $30 million a year, you're probably letting Montgomery go next year then because you can't afford both of them.
I'd rather have Metcalf than
I would rather have because you have a pretty solid number 2 who can possibly be a number 1 right now.
I really think if you go into it strategically, if you're looking to pair, right, DK would give you something that would aid Justin Fields. As far as the deep ball, since he's really, really accurate on the deep ball throw.
His skill set fits great. Yeah.
And the 50-50 ball,
yeah,
which is something that we've sorely missed. Probably since Alshon Jeffrey, to be honest with you.
I mean, I think he's got a deep threat now in Darnell Mooney.
Different type
of player, though.
It's a 6'4" deep threat as opposed to a 5'10" deep threat. That's
and Skylark said stat that you just put up.
It's not like he doesn't have a deep threat. He does have one. Like you said, it's a different type. But he's 6'4". He's a bigger body, but like I said, he doesn't run all the route trees.
He's not far off, Chris. If you really watch,
it doesn't mean that he can't run the route trees.
Hey,
like, I mean,
I'm talking about putting a lot of money into this guy.
If you look at Pete Carroll's offensive system, that is a very thin playbook. He does not run a lot of plays.
But how much are you willing to pay him?
Whatever it takes to get.
I would say, I wouldn't have a problem with 20.
I'm not paying his ass whatever it takes to get him.
He would be my max deal next year.
AJ Brown got
top 5 money because he ain't a top 5 receiver.
AJ Brown got $25 million.
$25 million for somebody who
I
has
would give
played.
Damn, they were smoking.
$25 million for a player who has played 12 games in the last 2 years. Think about it.
Pass that shit. Whatever it was they were smoking to give it to him. Pass.
I would love to. Yeah, I don't know what the hell those people were thinking.
And I'm gonna be honest with you,
I would do whatever it is.
We just talked about nepotism. You got the inside track because his father played here for the Bears.
Exactly.
I would call his dad and be like, "Hey, look, what we got to get your son."
And if Justin Fields comes out and has a good, productive season, DK comes out and been like, well, damn, man, I'll come there for 23, 24.
Just could.
If it means the love of Chicago, I love it here.
Just could.
Foul mouth. You said you wouldn't give DK 25. If Mooney has another big year,
you're paying him more than that.
He's getting over 20. So get ready.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk just got $21 million a year.
I know these dumbass, man. Some of these dumbass GMs.
No.
That contract fucked up the market. Seriously.
The reason why I say that is because what we've seen for Ryan Poles, he's showing us right now that he's a guy that's willing to pay players what he thinks that they're really worth. Not what the market sits up there and says that they're worth, what he thinks that they're willing to worth. I don't know if he's going to be willing to give him $25 million or more.
But Chris, everybody got more money. The guy that I was telling you about that would have been a good compliment, Zay Jones, got more. What's my man from Pittsburgh that we were talking about getting? Juju.
He got like what, 14?
No, he got like 10 or 11.
10? I only thought he was getting like 6 or 7.
That's my point. A lot of people were thinking they were lowballing.
The price for wide receivers is just out of this damn world right now, which is why running backs are going extinct, which is why that we're probably not going to have Montgomery here next year unless he takes a very, very hometown discount.
If Montgomery gives us 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns, he'll be here next year.
Yes, but then you ain't getting DK.
No, we're just going to suffer somewhere else.
Yeah, but where are you going to I mean, I guess we do have a very young offensive line, which is a positive thing right now. You're not paying.
They could also, with Montgomery, they could tag him, get an extra year, then just let him go.
That would probably, and then you let Herbert development make you decide which one you want to do.
Yeah. But then you lose that extra year on Herbert. I don't know.
But I mean, at that point, what do? Then you draft another running back.
You draft running backs every year. I mean, this Ebner kid, you watch by week 6, this kid's pretty good. I mean,
because I think Montgomery, like, if it wasn't for that shithead Matt Nagy, like Montgomery would be a top 5 running back, maybe even better.
Well, 1 year he had 1,000 yards in spite of Matt Nagy. So.
Like, and I love, this is my favorite stat of all time with you, JB, being the stat master. Last year, 37% of his stats, he was hitting the backfield.
Yes.
And he still averaged 3.7
yards.
Ridiculous. David Montgomery is the best back in football that turns a negative 2-yard run into a 3-yard run.
Hey, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
No one does that better than Montgomery. That includes
other than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's the only other one.
Zeke's really good at that too. He doesn't give Zeke's kind of washed, but he's really good at the -2 getting you 3. Monty's probably the best at it, though.
Monty, Josh Jacobs.
Just imagine if he really got some linemen that knew where the fuck they were blocking.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're hoping this system really unleashes these backs, man.
Yeah.
It does.
But the problem is a running game is still very huge here in Chicago. Basically, because of that freezing cold weather, once you get in that November type area,
you got to run the football in the playoffs.
Hands down. But if we're going to a dome or a tractable dome at our new Arlington Heights place in 2025 or 26 is what they're projecting it to be at.
3 to 4 years away.
The game's probably going to be gone here in Chicago.
It'll probably be later than that. Real talk. I mean,
they
haven't even.
That shit gonna be like 2030.
Let's say they announced it tomorrow that they were moving. You're still at least 3 years away.
I thought they already announced when they were starting it.
Well, they've done is purchase the property. That's it.
And they purchased the developer who's building.
Nothing's official on a move. Like, they're under contract with the city of Chicago till the mid-2030s. Now, I don't think it's going to be that long.
They can buy it out in 2023.
Yeah. But my point is, the second they lay the first brick of a new stadium, that's probably a 3-year project, realistically. So I think you're looking 26, 27 at the earliest. Maybe 26, but it's not going to be 24, 25. I mean, if they do this right, this is going to be a SoFi type of stadium, which is what you should do because you should want to get the Super Bowl there. You should want to have all these events there. Dude, if they build a stadium, it's going to be a damn dome.
It's a retractable dome. It's already announced.
And that's how it needs to be because it's all about money, man. Like, Soldier Field can't have shit there because 6 months out of the year, as you guys know, it's 20 degrees outside.
Right.
And that's where the running game plays a huge part here in Chicago.
And like he said, we're talking about that running game being very valuable for at least the next 5 years.
Agree.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Harrison, we want to thank you for coming on. But before you leave, man, give a shout out and let us know where we can find you at.
Yeah, man. Social media, Twitter, IG, @HGram NFL. You can find me there. If you guys, JB, if you got the beer hookup, slide in there.
Yes. I'll slide in and send you a text. Yes.
And then at Bears Now by Chat Sports on YouTube. You can find me there. It's where we post all our stuff. So it's a blast, man. We should do this again. This was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Do maybe something before training camp or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you can tell me where the idea from Smoking Jays came from because I love it.
We'll save that for next time.
Smoking Jay Cutler? Is that what we're talking about here?
Not those Jays. Smoking Jay Cutlers. All right, fellas. This was a good time.
Yes, sir.
See you soon. And I'll check you in. I'll text you sometime during work tomorrow.
All right, man. You have a good one. See you.
Right. Hey, man. That was great. That was great right there. Harrison Graham, Chicago Bears Now.
Yeah, he's got a great show too, man.
Yeah, he does have a great show. I listen to it all the time. all the time.
Juan, hello. Juan Espinoza says, what does everyone think of the other teams in the NFC North?
Well, we all hope the Packers, get syphilis and just can't play or something like that. But
damn,
that's where it all comes. Or at least Aaron Rodgers, because you take Aaron Rodgers out of that lineup, they're dead last. They're dead last if you take Aaron Rodgers out of that lineup.
Wait a minute, Frank.
Yeah.
Not syphilis, man.
That was the first name that popped in my head.
I don't even want to know why that was the first name.
I don't know either.
You just put me in the mind of an old Dave Chappelle skit. So.
It might have been. I was a Dave Chappelle fan back then, man.
Well, you know something? Let's go ahead and get to JB's full court press.
You
ready? Yeah. Producer, where we at? Hook us up.
Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears. Mr. Espinoza, that's what I think of the rest of the teams.
What order did you put that in?
Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears.
You have Bears last, huh? I think it's a.
Well, no, they're going to be tied. The Lions and the Bears are going to be tied.
Man, we ain't going to tie no goddamn Lions, man.
We were talking about this at the Wieners Circle, when Chris bailed on us. That guy. But if whatever position all four of these teams fall in, that is going to be a close ass division. That really is going to be a close division this year, the NFC.
Juan, no, because let me tell you why. Look at what Juan just posted. It's not about necessarily. If you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, he might be the most boringest. Damn, he threw 30 touchdowns that we'll ever see.
Yeah,
but Adam Thielen comes back this year.
You're not wrong on that.
That him with Justin like they're not going to be.
But that's the thing. You don't know if that's going to gel. You don't. I mean, I think
I do know because last year Justin Jefferson's rookie year, it was working great.
Yeah.
Then Dalvin Cook got hurt.
It's true. Dalvin Cook is the main piece of that team.
Well, shit, he always getting hurt, so that ain't nothing unusual.
And you're right there, because when Dalvin Cook's out of that lineup, Kirk Cousins is trash.
He is.
Because when you only want him to drop back and throw the ball, the way you beat Kirk Cousins is you blitz him. He is a
What did Kirk Cousins do with Stephon Diggs just a couple years ago?
Lost in the postseason?
Didn't they go to the NFC Championship game?
They lost.
I didn't say they won. I said, didn't they go?
They did.
Now that team plus Justin Jefferson, who's probably a top 10 wide receiver, you have to watch out for the team.
There's hands down, there's no question. Like Kirk Cousins is an average quarterback.
No, they can win the division, Frank.
They can. Hands down, they can win the division. I agree 100%, which is why I'm saying, like, all four of those teams, it's going to be close because the Bears and the Lions have a weak division. Lions have improved so much in the draft. The Bears have got a lot of depth, and we're hoping Justin Fields takes that next step in the draft. There is nothing in my mind saying that the Bears can't win the division.
10-7 to me leads that division.
Wait, what?
10-7 to me
wins that. I agree.
Wins that division.
Agreed. And that's the thing. I can see 10-7. Then the next team is 9-8. And the next team, like, it's gonna be like a 1-game difference between each team. Whoever wins between like the actual division games is winning that division.
I have the Bears and the Lions both going 7-10.
I actually have the Bears going 9-8. I have the Bears going 9-8.
Man, the Bears and the Lions will not be tied.
I still have the Lions finishing last. Sorry, Sherry, but I still have the Lions finishing last. But they are in the right direction to get better in the next few years. But their main thing is I don't have faith in golf. I've never had faith in golf.
Okay, we can say that, but he's done something that no Bears quarterback has done since Rex Grossman. He took a team to the Super Bowl.
And you're right. But I mean, you can always be, and who knows? Because
you don't have that talent on that squad, so I'm not worried about taking nobody nowhere.
No, actually, they do have some. They do have some talent on Detroit. Detroit is not bad.
No, they're not.
Jeff Okudah comes back.
Detroit does not have that LA Rams.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is
no, and I agree. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. That Super Bowl was pretty fucking bad. That was like probably. I'm going to be honest with you. That was probably
Wasn't it like
the worst
13-7 or
football I
something
ever
like that?
seen.
Yeah, it was really bad.
But that shit was a fucking snoozer, man. Like I'm sitting over here nodding the fuck off doing the goddamn Super Bowl. The fucking
it was all defense.
Hell, the commercials couldn't keep me off.
And let's play JB your devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. You put Mitch Trubisky on that Rams team, they probably can go to the Super Bowl too. Because that coach,
Frank, I cannot deny that. I won't argue. I will not argue you on that.
Yeah, because that coach is a wizard. And don't get me wrong, Golf came to Detroit and I don't even know too many players on that team. But
I know a couple players, but it's the way that they play.
See, they played hard for that coach while Matt Nagy was busy roasting
Campbell. The way that the Lions are playing for Dan Campbell, that's how we want that's how Eberflus wants the Bears to play for him.
Absolutely. But the Bears had more talent on their team, to me.
Off a leg or something.
Have more talent than the Lions do. But the Lions have proved that they are going to play hard every single day. Exactly. Even when we weren't even that good of a team with Lovie Smith, they played hard for him every single day.
And we were in games that we didn't think we were going to be in.
Yep.
And the Lions, I think they had some sick record last year, like 6 or 7 games they lost by less than a touchdown, 4 games less than a field goal. Like they were knocking on the door.
And everyone made fun of me when I said the Rams are winning the Super Bowl this year with that trade in Matthew Stafford. I knew it was going to happen because you give that Rams coach a decent, and he's would you put him in a top 10 quarterback?
Yeah, Stafford, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Like a lot of people don't agree with me. I'm saying like even when he was with the Lions,
did they forget what he was doing with Calvin Johnson, 5,000 yard seasons and stuff like Matthew Stafford is. See, this is what I hate, and that's why I was asking Harrison how he felt about Justin Fields being like that 21, 23rd. We're going to bust it open. We're going to talk about it. If you look at the top 10 in any order you want to give, top 10 quarterbacks right now, the majority of them have one or at least 2 things in common. Tom Brady's the outlier because he's got 7 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
Multiple MVPs. But then you got that new regime that's right under him. Lamar, MVP. Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Super Bowl, and Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen, up and coming. Could have been MVP last year.
Could have been.
Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. Like, you've got these guys that are just like they're taking that next step to where it's like the elite of the elite of the elite is no longer like 3 guys. It's no longer Breeze, Peyton, and Manning.
Yeah, which it's been for a long time.
Forever, right? That's what it's been.
Long time.
Now you got these guys that are like, hey, we can play quarterback too on multiple tiers. Anybody can look at that division that's over in the AFC West and say, hell, is it Kansas City? Is it the Raiders? Is it Denver? Because like Russell Wilson, you can't tell me Russell Wilson's not top 10 quarterback.
That division is going to be ridiculous this year.
You see what I'm saying? So there's multiple tiered guys out there that can like really get the job done. And if we have one of those guys in Chicago and we give him the proper chance, who's to say Justin Fields in the next 2-3 years won't be the next Joe Burrow, or the next Justin Herbert? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of set up for that.
Yeah.
Like he's got all the talent. He's got all the talent in the world.
There's a lot of quarterbacks out there can make that huge step to be an elite quarterback. Like there is still your elites, which you just named, but there is so many right on the cusp of that spot.
Yes.
Getting ready. The Arizona quarterback right now.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's ego is taking off right now because he's asking for $30 million a year. You're not worth half of that right now because you can't perform the second half of the seasons. They figure out
he's a front runner too, though, Frank. He's a front runner. And then if you notice, when he didn't have DeAndre Hopkins, he went from elite to very, very average.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very average.
And
he's also in a division to where, like, literally right now today, it's either him or Stafford. That's it. Remember, Russell Wilson's gone.
Stafford's getting old.
Jimmy G is I don't even know what they're going to do with Jimmy G, but basically that's Trey Lance's team, right?
And you don't know what Trey Lance is going to do.
We don't know what Trey Lance is. So Kyler Murray is in the catbird seat right now because God forbid injuries, because I never want anybody to get hurt.
Never. Other than Aaron Rodgers, never.
But the Rams and the Cardinals are what in that division.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are.
Well,
so
you're not wrong on that. Like you're
I think right now, I think that's a good way to end this. Let's go to JB's.
Well, I wanted to get the full court press, but I don't know where the intro is. But we'll.
There it is.
But my full court press actually has nothing to do with the finals. Go Golden State, but whatever. Have you all seen lately what our beloved Chicago Bulls have been tinkering with?
Which one? Because there's so many.
The two main, well, the one about Lonzo and his injury, I'm not going to talk ill about that, right? One, I don't want Rudy Gobert.
I disagree with you on that one.
We'll double back.
Go for it. Go for it.
And I'll tell you why. Because, I'll tell you why now. I don't want Rudy Gobert because, in my opinion, Zach may not sign here, and to get Rudy Gobert, we're going to have to give up too much.
I agree with that, yeah.
And then we're right back in the position that we were. Two is they're looking at some kid that's like 7'2" in like the Ukraine or something that they want.
Soft basketball, though.
Right. And I'm thinking,
soft basketball.
You know who it reminds me of? What's the kid's from Gonzaga name right now? His name escapes me. The freshman, the 7-footer.
Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren. He reminds me a lot of him, which I'm not saying that Chet can't play ball. But is that guy going to translate to the NBA right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't need no more projects here. We don't.
I agree. You need somebody to come in right now and be a contributor.
Immediate
and that's the thing. Rudy Gobert will be. But the question is, what do you have to do to get him?
Defensively. But again, to get Gobert right now, what is Utah going to want? Vooch?
It's already been. It's obviously Vooch is one of them.
I know, because Mike Conley is not the point guard of the future for them.
This is the thing why I don't think Gobert will come here, because Utah's already made it clear they want PW. The Bulls are not willing to give up PW, which is why I don't think Gobert will come here. Would I give up PW for Gobert? You bet your ass.
If they get that 7'2" kid,
right?
PW is gone.
Right. You're going to set your franchise back because for the simple fact that this man, he's great defensively.
And he's a
goddamn it, that man, he is on a super max contract.
That would be what? 3 super maxes in a row that we would have had, right?
I said that actually. I think I posted that. Everyone look at it on the podcast page. Like, I'm pretty sure I posted that. If you want Gobert here, you're going to have to get rid of somebody else.
Well, I mean, that's
whether
obvious,
it's not signed.
But the thing is this: you have a better chance of sitting up there, keeping a guy like Vooch who can give you something offensively, and grabbing a guy like a Mitchell Robinson who can sit up there and play defense, opposed to sitting up there getting rid of Vooch, getting rid of P. Will. You probably got to throw in that 18th, number 18 draft pick
that we just got.
Yeah.
And then sit up there. Now all you got DeMar. Maybe if Zach signs back,
aging
and
DeMar.
Then you got nothing down low that's going to score offensively. You just got a big defensive guy.
All this drama going around Zach Stain. He loves the attention. This is the first year where people absolutely, completely want him. Bulls can offer him the most money. He's got knee issues. I don't see him. I don't see him leaving Chicago.
No,
unless we just make a random trade.
You don't see him leaving Chicago.
I don't see him leaving Chicago. I see him signing here long term with a max contract.
So you don't have you take no credence in any of the Laker talk. Especially with him being from LA.
Why in God's green earth, other than the Lakers dynasty, would you want to go to LA?
He went to UCLA. Right.
I would rather go to the Clippers right now than I would rather go to the Lakers right now.
Yeah.
If I was Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Because there is absolutely nothing going on with the Lakers right now, especially now since they just announced that Russell Wilson is staying. Or not Russell Wilson, sorry.
Russell Westbrook. Yeah,
Westbrook,
Darvin had a press conference
Russell
earlier.
Westbrook is staying right now because I'm sorry, I said it from day one. Him and LeBron James cannot coexist.
I said the same thing. They do the exact same thing. They do the exact same thing. They get all the stats.
And hands down, that will not work. You went out and got don't get me wrong, I hope the coach is successful, but you wanted a big-time coach. Every single big-time coach said hell no to you, Correct. So you signed an assistant. But you made it out to be like a big thing because it's the LA Lakers. And he came out first thing and says, I can't wait to work with Westbrook because he is one of the best players. He ain't shit. He
wants him to go back to playing defense.
Yeah, and that'll work in LA right now. But you still need shooters. What is the Horton Tucker wants a lot of money this year. He's not going to get it from LA.
Wait, so again, they need somebody that can shoot and create their own shot at a high clip. That's Zach LaVine.
100%. I agree. And they do
we know
need
that you
that.
are a Lakers
Why
fan.
would Zach LaVine
You
want
keep dreaming about that shit is not going to happen.
Yeah, Zach LaVine, I could honestly see if Zach LaVine leaves, him going to Dallas and playing with Luka.
They can't afford him
I
either.
can see that. But
they have to get rid of
Oh, they're still paying Porzingis, aren't they? Part of his deal?
No,
they got Dallas has a salary cap where they're sitting up there, they're paying a bunch of bench players or role players, big time. Fucking Hardaway is getting like $20 million over.
Mark Cuban does not give a rat's ass about the luxury tax.
That's the thing. You can't go over the luxury tax just to sign a guy. They have to sit up there and move a lot of guys to sit up there to be able to get a Zach LaVine.
But I'm saying this right now, like Zach LaVine is loving the attention that he is getting because a lot of people want him.
But he said it. He's never been afraid.
Yeah, he said
he is enjoying this time. But for somebody who has knee issues, it would not be a smart move for him not to re-sign in Chicago for the max money. But at the same time, he would probably take a little less to stay here in Chicago because he still wants a team around him.
But let's take all things in consideration as being equal. This Bulls team is presently constructed is still not ready to take over the Milwaukee's, the Boston's. They're still not. Like we're still missing.
They're probably Rudy Gobert in that lineup. They are.
But again, if you get Rudy,
you got to give.
Like Chris said, P. Will and Vooch have to be involved.
I wouldn't mind that because
But
I
love looking at it. But what are you going to sit up there and replace them with, Frank?
When you add,
you got to replace them with something.
You can get a bench center to cover a bench rebounding center to back up Vooch. And honestly, I don't mind Thompson staying here again if you have a coach who's actually willing.
No. Frank, listen to what you just said. You're talking about getting a backup for Gobert. I'm talking about points production. The points that you lose for Vooch, Gobert is not going to give you those points back, which means that's going to be more shots for somebody else. Probably more for DeMar, maybe more for Zoe.
Possibly for PW.
No, PW has to be involved in the trade.
Yes.
So now we get a center who can rebound and play defense but can't score. And now we're right back where we were with no power forward. So to me, it's like you're digging a bigger hole.
And
then he costs more money.
I still feel like
and he costs more money than Vooch.
Yes, and but I think from what I saw, it wasn't. I looked it up. It wasn't that much of a difference. Vooch makes $25 million a year.
Gobert was he makes about 36.
I saw.
I thought he was on a super max deal because
he is on a super max.
Gobert is the team. Utah's the team that drafted Gobert.
Okay, I searched it. I'll have to try to see if I can search it again or if somebody.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's a lot of money.
I thought it was just $27 million a year for Gobert the next 2 years, and Vucevic was 25.
If that is the case, I can see where you would say I would trade that.
I read that, and that's probably why I agree. If you're telling me a max deal 34, 35, 36,
he got a 5-year, $205 million deal.
Yeah, but what's his
average salary of $41 million?
Son of what the hell did I look up? Okay,
no,
right, I might back off
what his current year salary was, which means it changes the next year.
Can he renegotiate his contract though? It doesn't mean he
Hell no,
will.
he
No,
can't.
NBA
You're
contracts
not
are
gonna.
guaranteed. It's not like the NFL.
This ain't no Baker Mayfield.
No.
But I mean, and another one that popped up is Mo Bamba. Would you go out and possibly? Because this is the thing. I understand keeping Vooch, and I was a huge Vooch supporter. I always fought you on this, JB, during the season. Like, I've always was a Vooch supporter. Donovan does not run a system to benefit scoring big.
I've been saying
he does not. He does not. And I was hoping, and JB, I was always fighting you on that too, because I was thought he's got to change. You have an all-star caliber center in Vooch, but you don't use him like that. Name me the last. Take away Bill Donovan's Oklahoma times when he had Kevin Durant, James Harden, or Russell Westbrook all in their prime. What was the last center that they had where they had a successful playoff run in?
Steven Adams.
Exactly.
Chris Paul was the point.
Does Steven Adams give you points?
He doesn't, but they had a different cast of characters around him.
Agreed. But they had shooters built around him, which the Bulls need. And Steven Adams was just your bully down low with the offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds and the great defense.
But I understand that what you're saying, but you also have to look at it like this too, Frank. Those squads that you talking about, the Brooklyns, the Miamis, well, not the Brooklyns, I'm sorry, the Milwaukees, the Miamis.
Philly.
Those guys
Philly,
got big men. You know what I'm saying? So,
but they're big scoring men.
Yes,
Willie Donovan isn't.
I'll put it to you like this: coach. If Rudy Gobert gets into foul trouble, we're
done. Yeah, we're done. And he gets into foul trouble a lot.
Yes,
a lot. He does because he tries to block the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why you don't do it. But you know what?
We never talked about Aiden either. Aiden's still out there.
We're going to talk about these Bulls another time. Let's go ahead and get to some shout outs. Matter of fact, let's bring in our boy T Nick. T Nick, go ahead, come on in. I hope you're ready.
Y'all blurry over there, dude. Fix that camera.
And he on mute.
And you're on mute.
My camera's blurry. I'm on mute.
You're
all kinds of shit just fucked up over here. Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Well enough.
Do you hear me?
We're good. We hear you. Yeah, we got you.
I said well enough. We can hear you well enough.
Yeah, we got you, Lovey.
Yeah.
This dude with this Lovey Smith, man. So
I love it.
Hey, great pod today with Harrison, man. That was fun to actually just watch.
Oh,
and look at all the comments.
I want to answer that.
Quick answer, Jamie. Quick answer. Go.
Quick answer.
Quick answer. Go. Defensive big. Yes. That's mine. Defensive big and 3-point shooting. And the trade Kobe White for a massage table.
Defensive big and somebody like a Joe Harris type.
Agreed. Done.
Well, I understand that, but at the same time, so we actually need, which is probably more important, we need Lonzo to stay healthy. We need that point.
100%.
No, we're saying that all things are.
This season has proved one thing. It is how damn important Lonzo Ball is to this Bulls lineup. Because they had no offensive rhythm when he was not in the game.
Thanks, Mom.
Point guard. Because Ayo is not a point guard. Kobe White damn sure ain't no point guard.
Kobe White ain't even a damn sure shooter anymore. I don't know what the hell that guy is.
That's who Chris want to trade. Hey, bro.
If somebody still wants him, take him. Get rid of him because I'm done with him. All right, T, go.
Trade his ass for a pack of Newports.
I don't smoke. How about a cheap bottle of Maker's Mark? He doesn't even get the certified Maker's Mark. He gets a cheap bottle of
Look, I was going to say like at least a gas card or something. You know,
gas is expensive, dude. I don't know if he's worth a gas card right now.
No, man, bullets. Hold on. Bullets. Is gas $9 in California? Somebody told me yes.
I saw that too. It was like $8.78 somebody sent me, dude. I have a friend in California sent me. It was $8.78 where he was at.
Man, that's crazy, man. I'd be walking
all those homeless people out
everywhere. Man, I tell my job, look, hey, I might be a little late because I'm riding my bike. I'm not driving into work in my car. I'm riding my bike.
Those mopeds sound really good right now, man.
30 universities is right there in downtown LA. That's what you better do.
If it's one thing I saw when we went to the Wieners Circle is how many people are rocking out those.
Some places, yes. Wow. Fuck.
Dang, bullets for real? $9?
Fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, I know they smoking hella weed in Cali right now.
Yes,
That's why you walk a distance and you don't realize it.
Chris, everything's a block party. Everything's a block party because you can't afford to drive nowhere.
You better move
All right,
in.
let's get these shout outs.
Get these shout outs in. Go ahead, Frank.
All right, shout out. Skylark lit up the chat today. Loved it, man. Juan, he's new, right?
Yes.
It's the first time I've seen him on. Welcome, Juan. A lot of great questions on there, man. Keep them coming. I hope we answered as much of them as we can. But other than that, all the normal people, Bullets always showing up late. Gotta love it. JB's mom, always our best. And I gotta have this freaking ridiculous music that he has to be playing in the background.
Right.
Hey, it's better than that white voice.
It's more of a distraction more than anything.
That's that Oscar music for you.
I'm gonna throw one shout out to my family who's all upstairs, keeping quiet. They're all sick. Luckily, none of it is COVID related, but they all have the flu. I don't got it yet, so hopefully it passes by me and I don't get it. But, other than that, that's all I got. Oh, don't forget about that host. Great host. I'm gonna watch your show again probably tomorrow when I'm back in the office. Won't be able to watch this show because Foul Mouth swear like 337 times. So, I mean, other than that, that's all I got.
Go ahead, JB.
So, again, love it when the chat is on fire. I love it when our subscribers and our fans and our friends are engaged. It just makes the pod so much better because we're doing this for you all as well. Getting that information, getting that good vibe going. Shout out to Moms, my man Bullet, Skylark, Juan, thank you. Anybody else that I missed, just love it. Harrison Graham, a real dude doing things just like we are with that Bears insight. And as you see, Bears fan way down in Texas. We global. We all over. Bears fans all over the world.
It is a
now
great,
we just got to put some muscle behind that muscle. And we got to do something with this team. Shout out to my 4 brothers on the screen, man. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to my Tuesdays because of this right here. This is where I want to be Tuesday nights because it's the dopest, coolest, hottest, most valuable Tuesday show going. And that's all I got.
You want to go, T, or you want me to go?
Nah, you go ahead. You go ahead, Foul Mouth.
I know, looking like a bright ass orange with all that.
I knew you were gonna say something.
Okay.
He's waiting for that.
Shout out the chat was lit today. Shout out to John's mom. Hi, Mom. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. Skylark lit it up today. Hey, we don't mind you lighting up the chat. We love it.
Never, dude. Never.
Continue.
Yes, continue. Bullets, thank you for giving us that info about that high-ass gas out there.
Happy not to be out there, man.
I will not be visiting no time soon till that shit goes down. Fuck that. Unless y'all motherfuckers got the motorized scooters and shit. But, yeah, the chat fun. Shout out to Harrison Graham. Chicago Bears Now, Chat Sports. Hey, great host. Hey, love listening to your show. Gives me something to do. You know, something to listen to. You know, he has a lot of intel, great information about the Bears and what be going on. Shout out to my 3 brothers on here. I'm about to say 4, including myself and shit.
You can be a brother.
Shout out to my 3 brothers on here. It's great talking to you guys on Tuesday. Sorry I missed the Wieners Circle because I did not want to chip in on that goddamn swear jar. Well, I've been buying y'all ass all types of shit. Whatever the fuck you wanted on the damn menu, y'all probably would have to fucking pay for
Just
it.
to answer that, T took the cake. He put $20 up in that swear.
Hold on, that was $20 right there.
Shit, right, exactly. Just in that
you would have been done the first few minutes.
That little 10 seconds.
Right. Let me say, shout out to the kiddies who should be sleeping. If their ass ain't, I'm taking their phones, but I'm gonna drop names today. Shout out to Hayden, Harmony, Daniel, Mia, Taylor. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. I know that's a lot of fucking kids. I know.
I was gonna say, damn, dude, I didn't know you had that many.
Damn, you got a basketball team?
Hey, shit, fuck you, you know. Got a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got a lot of love.
Shout out to them.
You got a lot of love to give.
Right. Got a lot of love for the kiddies. Shout out to my cousin Omar. Shout out to my cousin Arrow that was watching today. Anybody else, if I got family members, shout out to y'all as well. And I think I'm just about done. That's it. That's all I got. Fuck it.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna bring up the rear. Pause.
Pause on that one. Yeah. At least you didn't bring up the rear on the Wieners Circle, right?
Oh!
Speaking,
Mic drop, but I don't have a mic.
Speaking of the Wieners Circle, I was gonna start out with some other shout outs, but I'll start out with that. Man, what a great event it was, man, to have Ahmad and Gabe out there. Ahmad Merritt, Bears alumni.
Damn,
wide receiver. Bears alumni wide receiver. Bear for life. He's a Chicago guy. He was a monster in high school, an absolute monster. And we made a top 10, but it's just it's a rough draft. So everybody don't get all up in arms when you see it on Facebook. It's a rough draft, okay? Is the places are not set. We had Willie Gault in number 1. I don't think that is gonna last. He lasted there for a week so far, but I don't think that's gonna stay. I'm pretty sure.
Light up those comments, guys, and let us know, man.
Right.
Light up those comments and let us know who your
Let us know.
is.
We will fix this thing together.
Yeah.
We had Dennis McKinnon at number 9. We know better than that.
Did you
We
put Johnny
know
Knox
better
in
than
their
that.
top 10 too?
Yeah, Johnny Knox was in there. So I mean, we're gonna fix this thing together.
How much did y'all have to fucking drink on that?
Dude, we were hosed by that time. That's for sure.
Shit.
Devin Hester was an honorable mention, and we weren't even talking about special teams. That was wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna fix all of that together, and let me drop a little piece of the Wieners Circle.
Now, these people right here, what they do better than anyone else is bring the talent to the airways, and that's something you guys should really be paying attention to. The guests that they have on, conversations that they have. Granted, we have a little fun, we have some drinks, but it's the people that they bring on. That's what you really look for when you're trying to differentiate yourself from different podcasts that are out there. Chicago Clubhouse does just that. JB, appreciate all of you guys. T, everybody. So again, look out for these guys. Subscribe. Make sure you guys go ahead and like these things so you guys can pump them out there because they really do the Chicago's work, especially at the Wieners Circle. So for Gabe Ramirez, the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, we out this thing, man.
Mic drop. This is how we do it.
Man, that Wieners Circle logo.
Man, did y'all? All I saw was a bunch of damn cups. What was the damn food?
Man, we had wieners. You just couldn't see the wieners.
I think they were done already.
And y'all talk about me and shit.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of drinks. We had some hot dogs. It was a good time, man. We also had a producer, Scotty Rocks. At Scotty Rocks, you can find him on Instagram. He has a studio on 4200 West Diversey. And the name of his production company is called The Dog and Pony Show TV. You can find that on Instagram as well at The Dog and TV channel. Yeah. Yeah. So
At
anyway,
the Dog and Pony Show TV channel.
Yeah, Dog and Pony Show TV channel.
Yeah, we went through that a lot.
So, shout out to Harrison for coming on the show and getting us up to speed on what's going on with the Bears now. And yeah, that was great conversation. Like I said, I had a lot of fun just sitting back here, behind the scenes and listening and watching everybody.
Well, yes, you itching to jump in with the Eddie Jackson?
Huh?
Yeah, Eddie Jackson got brought up, dude. I couldn't believe Eddie Jackson got brought up.
I wanted to say something so bad, but I did not. Because you know what? I want to see Eddie Jackson actually do better.
Everybody does.
And I think he will do better with Jaquan Brisker on the side.
I mean, he can't do that much worse. I mean,
so Jaquan Brisker is going to be the hitter. That's going to be the hitter. I mean, he's turning heads already in training camp.
Right.
So he's going to be the hitter. Eddie Jackson can get back to old Eddie Jackson just swarming around.
I still don't think if you can't put pressure on that quarterback, Eddie Jackson ain't going to be shit either.
Well, we should be able to put pressure on that quarterback. But it might be a little harder because like Foulmouth was saying, now they're game planning for Travis Gibson.
Yeah, but they're double teaming Quinn now. They're double teaming Quinn. They're putting a tight end on Quinn's side all the time. So you might only see one-on-one coverage versus him. And he might have a monster year.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
I forgot about Al Kadim, so it's going to be by committee.
Yeah.
By committee. And Ryan Poles is making sure that by flying under the radar, getting all these third tier guys. So it is going to be by committee because we don't have no superstar.
I'm laughing at Skylark, man. Skylark.
Yeah, I'm reading his comments too.
He jumped in again? I missed it.
He's still going, man.
Bring her back, Jackson. Hey,
when we do fan appreciation again, Skylark got to jump on. He got
Skylark, you lit up the chat, man. We love that. So
yeah, absolutely. And we love those fan appreciations.
You lighting it up is doing too much. You're not doing too much, man. We love that.
We love those fan appreciations because that's how you guys got to know me. Was when I jumped onto a fan appreciation, man.
Everybody else in the chat, we appreciate y'all too. I see my man Bullets.
Juan Esposito. Oh God, I fucked it up.
You talking about the Blackhawks goaltender right there, Tony Esposito?
Juan, what's up, Juan? Mom. Hi, Mom. Appreciate you watching. That's the A1 right there. A1. She always watches, and we sure appreciate it. At least we will have one viewer if nobody else watches. But everybody else in the chat, who else was up in here? Besides Juan, Skylark, Bullets, and Mom.
Those are the big ones for sure.
Diab checked in.
Yeah, Diab was on earlier.
I got Diab, okay. Who else?
Leg Pod checked in.
That was me.
Julian Gallarado checked in.
Wait, that's the art director. So,
you're Leg Pod?
Yeah, I was Leg Pod.
And Chicago Clubhouse Network and
Chicago Clubhouse Network.
Well, we definitely got some viewers with you hopping on different accounts.
So everybody in the chat, I forgot everybody that was in the chat. Fat Mike, my man Fat Mike. Can't forget
Fat Mike on the chat. Did I miss him?
Yeah, Fat Mike.
We might have something cool coming up with Fat Mike.
Yeah, let's get him.
Stay tuned for that.
And Tony Williams, Watson, 0020.
Tony Williams, that's the name I was forgetting. I think he's the first time. I haven't seen that name before. But welcome. I hope you stick around for a while because it's a lot of fun in here with these three dudes, man. Speaking of
this porn music, man.
Speaking of these three dudes, man, I gotta shout out my guys. Frank, the Tank, JB the Stat Man, and Foulmouth C. It would not be no show without y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all. Don't nobody want to watch me for 2 hours.
Which is why you're taking yourself off now.
Well, behind the scenes, I'm pulling back a little bit. I'm not necessarily coming out.
I'm only
back a little bit.
You're taking a Veterans Day off.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, okay. But so I want to shout out Moors, especially give them a special shout out because they are
Skylark.
Moors is actually having a party, an emancipation party, on June 18th and it's going to be on the 99th floor of the Willis Tower.
What is the Willis Tower?
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
Fuck that. The Sears Tower is gonna.
Oh, I know what that is.
Oh, what you talking about, Willis?
Of the Sears Tower, it's only gonna be $150. $150 for all you can eat, all you can drink. It's gonna be a great time, and if you really are interested, I have a coupon code to take some money off of that $150. If you are really interested, it's gonna be a dope event. I'm gonna be there. I hope the rest of the team is there, and it's a sneaker ball. Who don't want to wear their Jordans?
I mean, sneaker balls, man, at my feet.
Yeah, you gonna scuff them up.
Sneaker balls.
Man, hey, you just whoop their ass if they step on your shoes.
Shit, I ain't trying to get in jail, man. I'll be doing a podcast from the damn from the holding cell and shit.
But yeah,
I'd like to know where you're going to be hiding that phone right there, Foulmouth.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully, if you're really interested, inbox one of us. We'll give you the coupon code. Also coming up, we have the Chosen Few picnic. That's the house picnic. This is going to be barbecue. It's going to be a good time. The tickets are only $60. Yeah, I say only, but yeah, it's kind of expensive when you think about it. That it used to be a free party. It used to be absolutely free, but now it costs $60. Thank Lori Lightfoot. Thank Lori Lightfoot for that,
bitch.
But it's gonna be a good time. Frank. Damn, Frank.
Hey, I was gonna say Lester, but you said what you said, so I'm.
Damn. Well,
I gotta join in on Foulmouth sometimes, man.
Yeah, with that, wow. Hey,
Beetle juice better.
Oh, hey, hold on, Frank. How was that Long Beach? How was that Longwood that you drinking? That's what that is.
It's some good stuff, man. And I didn't eat dinner, so it kind of hit me a little harder than usual.
Okay, let me finish so we can get the hell up out of here, because Frank.
I hope Lori Lightfoot doesn't be watching this podcast.
Oh no, I hope she is. Damn it.
Well, she can't do shit to you anyway. You don't live in Chicago.
What's she gonna do? Tax me more?
Right.
You're funny.
But
yeah, so
the stuff's some good stuff, guys. Just so we're aware.
The Chosen Few picnic is gonna be on July 2nd. If you can, come on out. It's $60, but the food is gonna be going all day. Drinks are gonna be going all day. So, I mean, come on out. You get some free stuff from the whole network. So not only this podcast, but all the other podcasts that are on this network. So come on out. And is that? Oh, I forgot. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate y'all. But if you did not comment, you are officially a lurker. But we appreciate y'all anyway, man. We love anybody that's watching. If you don't want to say anything, you do not have to. It is okay. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I do want to say one more thing. We have, let me pull it up here. I hope it shows up on this background here. But we have a show starting soon. The Chris and DJ show.
DJ Moore?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So Bears alumni, DJ Moore, he was a cornerback. He's going to be on the show with Christian Shanafelt. And this show is going to start soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but it is going to be part of the Chicago Clubhouse Network.
Nice.
Let's clap it up for that.
Love that.
All right.
DJ Moore, you know, that Bears alumni with the personality of all of us, man. That's just
awesome. Can't wait. Do we have any
Tilly's
thoughts or last words?
Yeah, Tilly's. Don't forget to shout out to Tilly's.
Tilly's. Yeah, shout out Tilly's. Hi, Tilly's. That's all they get. That's all they get from me, man. They ain't getting nothing else from me, man. So, I mean, I guess if nobody else has anything else to say.
What again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
It sounded like you talking to Tilly's.
Yikes. Well, since nobody else has anything to say, I'm going to leave you off there.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Oh! And we about this biatch.
We
out!
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You guys still here?
See ya.
Go on. It's over.
Go.